the Interstellar Mecha cook. Hello again, dear adventurers of the multiverse. Thanks for joining us once more on this epic journey. Remember, this story is pure science fiction from our wild imagination, so don't go trying to summon dragons in your backyard. The rights of this amazing novel belong entirely to its original author. We are only the narrators. Do you want more adventures? Show some love to our YouTube channel with a subscription and a like, and if you want exclusive content, our Patreon is waiting for you with open arms. Chapter 176 Porter Lin Miaomiao. The matter on Yin Star was settled, and Lin Miaomiao breathed a sigh of relief. There should be no more visitors, and she wouldn't have to miss any training time. But her relief was premature, as she received a new assignment. The pirate inn on Yin Star has some large machines, which are difficult to dismantle. Your task is to make several trips with Luo Cheng to load them onto the warship, Yi Hongwen said. How long will it take? Lin Miaomiao asked. Will it delay my lunch preparation? If the task wasn't completed before 11 o'clock, she would have to ask Chef Lolly to do the job, so as not to delay everyone's meal. Yi Hongwen didn't hesitate. It only takes about 30 minutes to get to Yin Star by warship, and there's not much to move. It won't delay your cooking time. Yin Star seemed very close, Lin Miaomiao thought, and suddenly she felt puzzled. The fleets that have visited us recently are also based on Yin Star. Why don't they take a flying car for such a short distance? Could it be that traveling by warship would make more noise and look more impressive? Don't let your imagination run wild, Yi Hongwen looked at her speechlessly. They're just trying to save time. Well, the captain's speed was indeed several times faster than a car, and Lin Miaomiao knew she'd been mistaken. Following Luo Cheng aboard the Shenyu, Lin Miaomiao figured she'd be disembarking soon anyway, so she didn't bother running to the lounge. She simply pulled out a small stool from her space button and sat down at the door. Luo Cheng, amused, said, "Is there any need to be so lazy? Going to the lounge won't take more than a few minutes. It takes almost 10 minutes to get there and back, which is even longer than just staying there," Lin Miaomiao said. The other team members thought she was right and said, "That's a waste of time. I'll wait here too." However, they didn't have their own stools, so they just sat on the floor, leaning against the wall. Luo Cheng was speechless. You lazy bastards. Seeing everyone else doing the same, Luo Cheng felt he couldn't stand out from the crowd, so he found an open space and sat down. 10 minutes later, the Shenyu arrived at the pirate inn on Yin Star. Lin Miaomiao was immediately greeted by the boundless ocean as soon as she disembarked. The scenery here is quite beautiful, she sighed. Regardless of her past or present lives, this was her first time experiencing the ocean up close, and it thrilled her. It would be great if our base could be moved here, Bai Jin, another female soldier who had accompanied them, lamented. It's a shame it will belong to the Rongsa fleet from now on. Yeah, what a shame. Lin Miaomiao couldn't help but internally despise Kinky several times. While the seizure of the base wasn't something he, a deputy captain, could decide, he was in charge of it. Entering the underground pirate inn, Lin Miaomiao felt a surge of relief. It's actually not bad we didn't move here. At least we don't have to live underground like a groundhog. That's true, Bai Jin agreed. Although it's well maintained here and the air isn't murky, the feeling of not seeing the sun is truly awful. Perhaps because their feelings about the place were similar, Lin Miaomiao quickly warmed up to Bai Jin. Several large machines needed to be moved were located on the second underground floor. With Luo Cheng leading the way, they saved time searching. Seeing the machines, Lin Miaomiao finally understood why Yi Hongwen had asked her to help. The large space button on her neck couldn't hold them all. I think I should sort out my space button first, Lin Miaomiao muttered to herself. Bai Jin agreed. She had been asked by Yi Hongwen to help because she had a larger space button. While Bai Jin was trying to organize her own space to make more room for the machines, Lin Miaomiao pulled out the smaller space button from the larger one and transferred everything inside. Luo Cheng and the others were stunned. You actually have two space buttons, Bai Jin was envious. I thought I was rich enough, but I didn't expect there were even richer ones. Before the mission, she had heard that Lin Miaomiao's space button was even bigger than hers. Who knew she had a smaller space button inside her large one? Lin Miaomiao's lips twitched as she changed the subject. Let's get to work quickly and not waste too much time. Finding the largest machine, Lin Miaomiao gently touched it and stored it in the large space button. After storing 3 or 4 machines, The large space button couldn't hold any more. There were 9 machines in total. After Lin Miaomiao stored the 4 largest ones, Bai Jin stored the 3 smaller ones, leaving only one. Luo Cheng thought for a moment and said, Miaomiao, put my stuff in your small space button first, freeing up mine for one, and then let them free up a space button for the last one. Lin Miaomiao blinked. That's not necessary. She then used the small space button to store the remaining 2 machines. She assumed the others who came with her had larger space buttons, so she didn't continue. She had to give them a chance to show off, right? Everyone was speechless. One large space button was enough to be devastating, but you actually have 2. Are you going to let anyone live? Luo Cheng burst into tears. Miaomiao, are you looking for a live-in son-in-law? A level 5 mecha master? Lin Miaomiao frowned. No, you're too ugly. Luo Cheng was deeply shocked. He wasn't as handsome as the boss, but he wasn't ugly either. It was just that Lin Miaomiao's standards were too high. After installing the equipment, it was still early, so Luo Cheng waved his hand. Go wander around if you have time. This will be used for snowmelt. If you see anything useful, you can bring it back. With that, Lin Miaomiao and Bai Jin rushed to the living quarters on the first floor. If there were any items downstairs that could be moved, they would have already been moved. It would be better to check the living quarters. Maybe the pirates had left in such a hurry that they had forgotten the intelligent robots, energy cards, and the like. The pirates knew how to enjoy themselves, and their rooms were well maintained. Since some pirates had left with Ren Wufang and never returned, some rooms were still in their original state. Yi Hongwen hadn't brought anyone to conduct a thorough inspection the day they took down the pirate den. Luo Cheng had been busy repairing the electronic door, leaving the place in its original state. The door won't open, Bai Jin said reluctantly, frowning. Doesn't that mean we'll have to wait for the technicians to come and open it? Lin Miaomiao had no patience and summoned Aoksu. It won't be our base anymore anyway, so just open the door. Bang! The door was instantly pierced by Aoksu's powerful blow. Luo Cheng, upon hearing the sound, was furious. Boss. At least he used force to remove the door panels. Miaomiao, you're even more direct. You've completely destroyed the door. Lin Miaomiao ignored him and hopped off her mecha to investigate. Inspired by this, Bai Jin summoned her own mecha to open other doors, leaving Luo Cheng completely ignored. Luo Cheng, oh my god, can I still enjoy my mission? Chapter 177, Cleaned Out. Lin Miaomiao's luck seemed to be off. The first room she entered was completely empty, with only trash strewn across the floor. Frustrated for a moment, Lin Miaomiao boarded Aoksu again and smashed down the second door. This time, she didn't rush to dismount from the mech. Instead, she peered inside through Aoksu's electronic eyes, confirming it wasn't empty before dismounting and entering. The room was warmly decorated, with walls and floors painted a light pink. There were several photos of a girl hanging on the wall. The girl was quite pretty and had a gentle demeanor. At first glance, she didn't look like a pirate at all. You really can't judge a person by their appearance, Lin Miaomiao muttered. After muttering, Lin Miaomiao put away the white leather sofa in the room. There were only a few wooden chairs in their dormitory's living room, and they would be just the right size for her. She also took a large pink carved wooden cabinet and the 2-meter-long and wide waterbed with her. Even if she didn't need them, she could donate them to an orphanage. She didn't want them to be cheaply used by the people who melted the snow. The oval-shaped sweeping robot, which was only half a meter high, in the corner was taken away, the floor-standing air conditioner was also taken away, and the buckets and basins, which were not valuable, were thrown away. After the sweep, the room became a mess. Lin Miaomiao shrugged and continued to move on to the next room. When she went out, she saw that everyone had come to the living area. There's strength in numbers. With so many competitors, hundreds of dormitories were quickly swept clean. After gathering together after the sweep, Lin Miaomiao still felt a little unsatisfied. Miaomiao, did you find anything good? Bai Jin asked. Just by looking at Bai Jin's excited and flushed face, Lin Miaomiao knew that she had made a lot of gains, but her gains were not bad either. The most valuable thing I found was a high-end optical computer, Lin Miaomiao replied. What about you? You're luckier than me, Bai Jin said, a little depressed. I thought finding 3 level 5 energy cards was a big haul. You two are incredibly lucky, Yu Hongbo envied. I searched over 30 rooms, and all I found were beds and tables. Not even a level 1 energy card, Luo Cheng said resentfully. Would I tell you I searched over 60 rooms, and all they found were empty? The only thing I found was a dead robot in the hallway. Everyone saluted Luo Cheng. It was truly unfortunate to be this unlucky. Lin Miaomiao pondered for a moment. Did you start searching from the other end? How did you know? Luo Cheng was surprised. He hadn't wanted to be accused of competing with the girls for something, so he started from the other end. Puchy, Bai Jin couldn't help but laugh. There are only so many pirates, so the rooms must have been arranged in order. The ones at the back are probably unoccupied, so of course they're empty. Luo Cheng was in a mess. He had actually made such a low-level mistake. His reputation was almost humiliated. He was ridiculed by Bai Jin and the others, and Luo Cheng was furious. Are you done? If you are, return to the ship and don't delay your return trip, Bai Jin and the others answered in unison, but only Lin Miaomiao spoke up. I want to see the kitchen here. Maybe there's something our fleet doesn't have. The Shenyu fleet's kitchen was large, with pots, pans, refrigerators, and other things, but it lacked a large oven. Lin Miaomiao couldn't bake bread, egg tarts, or meat, but since pirates were so comfortable, they might have these things. Considering Lin Miaomiao's status as a cook, Luo Cheng politely agreed. The pirate's kitchen was also kept very clean. The pots and pans were all new. The blue and white porcelain bowls used for eating were even more beautiful. There were also many stainless steel trays. Lin Miaomiao put them all into the space without hesitation. Bai Jin was surprised. Those bowls are quite beautiful, but we have a lot of bowls and chopsticks in the kitchen. They won't be of any use if they are taken back. I'll sterilize them in the sterilizer and use them to make soup for everyone. Some people have been complaining these days that they have to get soup after dinner. Lin Miaomiao had already planned it. While talking, Lin Miaomiao threw the sterilizer, dishwasher, and the robot lying in the corner into the space button. What satisfied her most was that there was indeed a super large oven here, the kind that could easily fit 2 whole pigs in it for roasting. Lin Miaomiao happily promised, let's have a roasted whole pig tonight. Bai Jin cheered, that's great, I haven't had barbecue in a long time. By the way, Miaomiao, look, there's a special frying pan and stove over there, let's take them too. It's so dirty. Lin Miaomiao looked at the pot with some disgust. The oil from last time is still in it, it's moldy, I'd better not use it. Oh, it's okay, just take it back and let number 1 and the others wash and disinfect it, and it will be fine. Bai Jin refused to give up. She hadn't eaten grilled or fried food in a few years. Although it is said that eating like this is a bit unhygienic, it tastes really good, and it's okay to eat it occasionally. Lin Miaomiao was finally persuaded and put it in the sterilizer for half an hour, and no matter how many bacteria and viruses there were, they would be completely eliminated. Even so, Lin Miaomiao still didn't want to take it herself. She said to Bai Jin, since you like it, you can keep it and bring it to the kitchen when you get back. Bai Jin was stunned. Why don't you keep it together? Lin Miaomiao said with a blank face, if I have to take it, I might as well just spend my credits to buy new ones. Well, Bai Jin said she didn't understand the world of the rich, so she decided to do it herself. After ransacking the kitchen, the group finally returned to the ship and began their return journey. They left at 8 o'clock and arrived back at their base a little after 10 o'clock, meaning the entire haul took only 2 hours. Lin Miaomiao was very satisfied with the huge haul. After disembarking, she asked Luo Cheng where to put the equipment they had brought back, but Luo Cheng said, I haven't heard from the boss yet. I'll ask later. I'll just put it in your space for now. Lin Miaomiao nodded indifferently. Since the equipment wasn't urgent, she would go to the kitchen first. The items she brought back still needed to be cleaned and disinfected by the lolly before they could be used. After piling the loot in a corner of the kitchen and instructing number 1 to clean the blue and white porcelain bowls and sterilize them in the sterilizer, Lin Miaomiao rushed to the repair room. The robots they'd found needed to be taken to the repair room to confirm their types. If they were dumb robots, they could be used directly. But if they were intelligent, they'd need to be formatted, otherwise they wouldn't be safe to use. Having too much was a hassle. Lin Miaomiao sighed heavily. Before she even reached the repair room, Yi Hongwen's video message came through. Where are you? On my way to the repair room, Lin Miaomiao replied. Have you decided where to put the machines? Yi Hongwen shook his head. We're moving to our new base in a few days, so I'll keep them in your space for now to avoid having to reinstall them. Lin Miaomiao agreed. It made sense. It would be too much trouble to take them out and put them back in. I understand. Anything else? No, I'm hanging up, Ye Hongwen said, and ended the call. Lin Miaomiao pouted unhappily. He's the captain, but he didn't even say goodbye. How rude. Chapter 178 Roasted Whole Pig. Lin Miaomiao finally participated in the afternoon training as usual. This time, Liu Yifei arranged for her to face Bai Jin. Liu Yifei said, "You two have been on a mission together, so you should be familiar with each other. Why don't you just practice in pairs, so that Lin Miaomiao won't have to change opponents in the future?" Lin Miaomiao didn't care. It's just practice. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. That's great. Bai Jin was very happy. Get on good terms with the cook? Maybe you can order a dish for her in the future. Liu Kaoyer floated over and revealed the cruel truth. Girl, don't think too much. Our cook is very principled and won't accept requests to take orders. Bai Jin's face fell immediately. Miaomiao, how could she be like this? Can't we be good friends? No, Lin Miaomiao said very uprightly. I will never give up my principles. Bai Jin was unhappy. I'm not going to make peace with you. Liu Yifei, I want to change my opponent. Liu Kaoyer was stunned. You don't even want to be my opponent. You're even more realistic than me. Miaomiao, are you still not going to compromise? It doesn't matter. Lin Miaomiao replied with a blank face. I'm used to the feeling of being lonely at the top. The worst that can happen is that I'll give her a few less pieces of meat on the barbecue tonight. Barbecue tonight, Liu Kaoyer confirmed with surprise. No, how could you withhold my barbecue? Bai Jin screamed. Isn't it enough for me to be your opponent? You're such a loser, bowing down just for some barbecue. Liu Yifei said disdainfully. Turning to look at Lin Miaomiao with starry eyes, he said, Miaomiao, let me practice with you. Just give me the barbecue you withheld from Bai Jin. Liu Yifei, you're so shameless, Bai Jin said angrily. I want to duel you. Come on, I'm not afraid of you. Liu Yifei boarded the mecha without hesitation. A real man should have the courage to face the provocation of a beautiful woman. Liu Yifei and Bai Jin started fighting. Luo Cheng came over and said helplessly, looks like it's just the two of us practicing together. Luo Cheng was a level 5 mecha master. If he used his strength to spar with Lin Miaomiao, she would be beaten. Fortunately, Luo Cheng had no intention of abusing her. Instead, he taught her his moves seriously. It's undeniable that Luo Cheng acted more like a coach than Liu Yifei. During their sparring sessions, he kept in constant voice chat with Lin Miaomiao, explaining every mistake she made. Lin Miaomiao benefited greatly from the short 2 hours of sparring with Luo Cheng, though unfortunately, she had to leave early at 4 o'clock because she was preparing a barbecue. Entering the kitchen, Lin Miaomiao saw 2 whole pigs that had been prepared. After carefully inspecting them, she asked Lolly, have you applied the spices I asked you to in advance? Lolly sweetly replied, to answer Master Miaomiao, they've been applied. They've been marinating for 2 hours. Lolly, you're great, Lin Miaomiao complimented. Then let's move on to applying the other seasonings. For a perfectly roasted whole pig, the seasonings must be applied not only generously but evenly. With several robots present, Lin Miaomiao didn't have to do anything herself, she simply directed the process. Once all the seasonings were applied, the robots placed the 2 pigs in the oven. After setting the temperature and time, the oven began to cook automatically. This large oven was exactly what Lin Miaomiao had brought back from the pirate den. The lolly robots were incredibly efficient, cleaning and disinfecting everything Lin Miaomiao had brought back in just a few hours. It was hot, and to prevent everyone from getting too irritated from the barbecue, Lin Miaomiao decided to make 2 dishes for dinner, scrambled eggs with onions and mushrooms with vegetables. She also had to make a winter melon and pork rib soup to cool down the heat. The 4 lolly robots went to prepare the ingredients. The whole pig was in the oven, and Lin Miaomiao, bored, fiddled with a clean deep fryer. Her space bar still had some fries, seasoned chicken wings, and drumsticks ready. Lin Miaomiao decided to fry some to treat herself. She poured a suitable amount of oil into the deep fryer and turned the temperature to around 70-80 degrees Celsius. Once the indicator light turned green, Lin Miaomiao added the drumsticks. To prevent them from burning, she started deep frying at a low temperature. After a while, she could gradually increase the temperature. When the chicken legs were almost cooked, Lin Miaomiao fished them all out and then turned the oil temperature to about 140 degrees. When the temperature was reached, she returned the fried chicken legs to the pan. After frying the chicken legs, Lin Miaomiao fried a large plate of chicken wings and a small bowl of French fries. It was almost 5 o'clock, and Lin Miaomiao decided to make the winter melon and pork ribs soup before tasting the food. After the winter melon and pork ribs soup was on the stove, Lin Miaomiao looked back and was immediately depressed. The chicken legs and wings she had worked so hard to fry had already been eaten by someone else. "Why are you here so early today, boss?" Lin Miaomiao asked dissatisfiedly. Yi Hongwen pinched a chicken wing with his right thumb and index finger, and after chewing it elegantly, he said, "I heard there will be barbecue tonight." Lin Miaomiao frowned. How could Yi be so well informed when he was not at the training ground? Who was the one who tipped off the secret? "Aren't you going to eat?" Yi Hongwen said casually, lowering his head and picking up another chicken leg. "How is that possible?" Lin Miaomiao rushed over, picked up a chicken drumstick and took a bite. After putting it in her mouth, she said contentedly, "Delicious." She hadn't eaten barbecue or fried food for a long time since the graduation selection competition began. After finishing a chicken drumstick, Lin Miaomiao ate a chicken wing and some French fries. Just as she was about to eat another chicken drumstick, Yi Hongwen stopped her. "Aren't you going to eat the barbecue tonight?" Lin Miaomiao then remembered that there were 2 pigs roasting in the oven. If she ate too much now, she wouldn't be able to eat later. So she gave up regretfully. "It's past 5 o'clock, Yi Hongwen reminded her. "Then I'll go cook." Lin Miaomiao walked reluctantly towards the energy stove. After cooking 2 dishes, the oven also made a sound to indicate that it was done. Lin Miaomiao then instructed the Lolita to take out the roasted whole pig. There were too many people to eat together, so she planned to slice the roasted whole pig into small pieces about 1 pound each. Today's dinner consisted of 2 pieces of barbecued meat, scrambled eggs with onions, mushrooms and vegetables, and winter melon and pork rib soup. Lin Miaomiao only steamed a pot of rice. For those with larger appetites. As Lin Miaomiao busied herself, she glanced at Yi Hongwen and was unsurprised to find him already packing up the food. He'd taken the normal portions of the 2 dishes and the soup, but he'd taken a bit more barbecued meat, taking away 6 pieces. Lin Miaomiao said speechlessly, "Can you finish all that barbecued meat? If you can't finish it, save it for breakfast tomorrow," Yi Hongwen said without hesitation. Lin Miaomiao, at 5:30, people were pouring in for dinner, which didn't surprise Lin Miaomiao. After Baijin and Liu Yifei's commotion at the training ground that afternoon, everyone probably knew there was barbecue tonight, and they were afraid they'd miss out if they arrived too late. After arranging tasks for lollies for robots, Lin Miaomiao suddenly remembered the fried chicken legs she hadn't finished. It would be terrible if everyone caught her cooking for herself. The criticism would be one thing, but the loss of the chicken legs would be a big loss. Glancing at the chopping board where the chicken legs were just placed, Lin Miaomiao became instantly angry. The chicken legs, chicken wings and French fries were all gone, and along with those snacks, Yi Hongwen, who had already packed the food, also disappeared. Chapter 179 Fleet Review. After returning from Seoul Star to move the equipment, Lin Miaomiao discovered that the fleet's management, including Yi Hongwen, had become busy. Captain Liu Yifei was no exception. The physical training room, open at night, was temporarily closed, allegedly to inventory the fleet's common property in preparation for the upcoming relocation. The mental training room remained open, as there wasn't much training equipment to begin with, so an inventory wasn't even necessary. They could simply load it into their space button and take it away. Lin Miaomiao had initially assumed this major inventory would have nothing to do with her, but unexpectedly, on the 3rd day, Yi Hongwen instructed her to inventory and clean out everything in the kitchen and submit a list to him. After cooking lunch, Lin Miaomiao wandered around the kitchen and warehouse, and was dismayed to discover how much was in the kitchen. Inventorying it was a daunting task, especially the ingredients. There was a ton of exotic beast meat in the freezer, and inventorying it all would be a massive undertaking. "There's so much meat here. I'll make more meaty dishes next time I have something to do. I'll make braised pork belly tonight," Lin Miaomiao muttered. Braised pork belly needs to be deep fried before being steamed along with the side dishes. Lin Miaomiao thought it was too much trouble and rarely made it, but now she thinks it's not that much of a hassle. She can just fry a lot of meat at once, store it in the refrigerator, and steam it when she's ready. Having missed a lot of training lately, Lin Miaomiao decided not to rest after lunch and instead took Lolly to take inventory of the kitchen. But before doing so, she decided to ask Yi Hongwen if he wanted the ingredients counted. Yi Hongwen didn't come to the cafeteria early for lunch today. Lin Miaomiao hesitated for a long time between video chatting and waiting for him, but ultimately decided to wait. He would be coming to eat soon anyway, so why bother with a video chat? Because she was preparing for the midday inventory, Lin Miaomiao finished her meal before Liu Kaoyer did. After eating, it was time to get to work. Pots, pans, and other utensils were easy to count. Lin Miaomiao directed the 4 robots to count the dishes and chopsticks, as they would be needed for lunch. After counting the dishes, it was time for dinner. Lolita and the other 4 had to go get the food, so Lin Miaomiao had to do the inventory herself. There weren't many things in the kitchen, and most of them were in the warehouse. Lin Miaomiao finished counting the kitchen items in a quarter of an hour, and was about to head to the warehouse when she saw Yi Hongwen coming into the kitchen. There weren't many people in line at this time. Yi Hongwen saw Lin Miaomiao busy and asked in surprise, "Why are you still here?" Usually, Lin Miaomiao would not be in the kitchen at this time. She would either be eating or going back to the dormitory to rest early. "Boss, didn't you ask me to take inventory?" Lin Miaomiao said expressionlessly. Yi Hongwen frowned. "I asked you to take inventory, but I didn't ask you to do it yourself. Lolita and number 1 are here, they are very busy now," Lin Miaomiao replied. "Just tell them to do it this afternoon," Yi Hongwen said. "Since you're in charge, you have to use your time wisely. Lolly and number 1 are intelligent robots, so they won't make mistakes taking inventory." Yi Hongwen was actually puzzled. After all, Lin Miaomiao had managed the restaurant for several years, so why didn't she just delegate these tasks and not do them herself? This was actually Lin Miaomiao's shortcoming. Although she claimed to have several years of experience managing the restaurant, in reality, it was Feng Jie and the others who were actually in charge. She was just a mascot, brought back when needed to keep things in check. It was precisely because of this that when Lin Miaomiao was looking for a person to run the restaurant, her father didn't give up his talent. Instead, he suggested that she find a good friend or relative with free time to take on the part-time job. Just to keep things in check, the title of friend or relative would be enough. "So, actually, I don't need to stay here at all. Just leave it to Lolly and the others." Lin Miaomiao was completely upset. Had she been stupid again? Yi Hongwen nodded. "Go back and rest early. Leave the work to Lolly." Suddenly realizing she only needed to say a few words to take stock, Lin Miaomiao was a little bewildered. Had she spent the entire afternoon working for nothing? When she came to her senses, Yi Hongwen was already carrying her lunch and preparing to leave. Lin Miaomiao, remembering she had something else to ask, hurriedly called out, "Boss, don't leave yet." The people in line for lunch all stared at Lin Miaomiao. Okay, they'd actually been watching for a while, but only secretly before, now openly. Yi Hongwen turned, ignoring the curious glances, and calmly asked, "Anything else?" Lin Miaomiao nodded vigorously. "Yes, does the inventory include those ingredients?" "No," Yi Hongwen shook his head. "That's alright, you can go," Lin Miaomiao said, getting the answer, and tossed Yi Hongwen aside. The gossipers were displeased. It was too much of a bummer to just throw it away after using it. Shouldn't a sweet thank you be given after asking a question? Thinking of Lin Miaomiao's expressionless face and sweet thank you, everyone couldn't help but shudder. Yi Hongwen himself didn't care and left with the food. Lolly was still busy, and Lin Miaomiao didn't want to disturb her, but she didn't want to continue the inventory, so she went to the cold storage and pulled out half a wild boar meat and put it in the thaw machine to thaw. She planned to fry some braised pork. Braised pork requires pork belly. Lin Miaomiao took the pork belly and threw the other meat into the fresh keeping cabinet in the corner of the kitchen. The thawed meat couldn't be put back into the cold storage. She decided to use it all in the evening cooking. Anyway, there was no shortage of meat here. After cutting the pork belly into pieces slightly smaller than the palm of her hand, Lin Miaomiao turned on the deep frying pan. When the oil was hot, she put the meat pieces in. Soon, the kitchen was filled with an enchanting meaty aroma. What a nice smell! Baijin went into the kitchen to return the dishes, and came over when she smelled the aroma. "What delicious food is Miaomiao making?" "Fried braised pork with a saucepan," Lin Miaomiao replied casually. Baijin slurred her saliva and asked in anticipation, "When can we eat it?" Lin Miaomiao frowned. "Don't even think about it. This is a dish for dinner. After frying, it needs to be steamed. Oh, we have to wait until dinner. Bai Jin was disappointed. Lin Miaomiao nodded. So you don't have to wait here. Bai Jin was reluctant to leave, staring at the meat in the pot and drooling. Lin Miaomiao was at her wit's end. Looking back at the kitchen, there was no one queuing for food, so Lin Miaomiao took out a bag of marinated chicken wings from the refrigerator and her space button. When the chicken wings were put into the pot, Bai Jin's eyes lit up instantly. Miaomiao, you're so nice. I've decided to have a regular afternoon sparring session with you. Bai Jin made a promise on the spot. Lin Miaomiao was speechless. Just as she was about to say that there was no need for this, she heard Ran Jiaojiao's mocking voice from behind her. You're selling yourself for a little food, Bai Jin. You're really promising. Bai Jin turned around and made a face at her, saying indifferently, I like it, so what? Let's see if you're jealous when I eat later, huh? Childish. Ran Jiaojiao wanted to turn around and leave unhappily, but Lin Miaomiao was already picking up the chicken wings. Looking at the golden fried chicken wings, Ran Jiaojiao couldn't move. Chapter 180 Relocation 1. After the big inventory, the relocation of the base was put on the agenda. Roxanne's previous base had been vacated and the right of use had been handed over. Relocating the base was a huge project. Even though Chen Yu was very poor, there were a lot of training equipment, mecha parts and other things, and moving them was a hassle. Fortunately, there was a space button now, so there was no need for manpower to move things. So on the day of the official relocation, everyone repeated the same routine, loading things from the warehouse into the space button, and when it was full, they ran to the warship, transferred the things in the space button to the open space, and then got off the ship to continue moving. In short, they all became porters. Lin Miaomiao and Bai Jin's space buttons were filled with several large items, so they escaped the task of being porters and stood at the door of the ship to watch the fun, which made some people dislike them again. Why should they stand here and watch the fun while we have to work hard to carry things? This is too unfair, Feng Zudi complained to Liu Yifei dissatisfiedly. I don't want to do it anymore. Liu Yifei looked helplessly at the two girls who had to run to the battleship to stir up hatred. Why can't you go back to the dormitory and sleep? If you sleep all day, you will become a pig. Bai Jin opened her eyes wide and pretended to be cute. It would be a pity for a beautiful girl like me to become a pig. Liu Yifei complained. What beautiful girl? You are already 25 or 26 years old. Stop pretending to be young here. Bai Jin glared at Liu Yifei. What did you say? You must be jealous that I am younger and more beautiful than you. Liu Yifei was disdainful. You are comparing this with me, a rough man. Why don't you compare with a beautiful girl next to you? She is only 18 years old. She is a real beautiful girl. Bai Jin choked when she heard the words, turned her head to look at Lin Miaomiao and became even more upset. I say, why do you have to skip grades for no reason? You compare me, a girl who just graduated for a year, to yesterday's flower. That has nothing to do with me. Lin Miaomiao said calmly. Who told you not to work harder in school and skip a few grades? Bai Jin burst into tears. What did this guy think of skipping grades? Just working hard and skipping a few grades was like eating and drinking water? I say, what do you think of me? Do you even take me seriously? Feng Zudi, who had been ignored for a long time, gritted her teeth and said. Bai Jin was feeling depressed, and upon hearing this, she said without hesitation, what else can I be? Error, you are wrong. Lin Miaomiao corrected with a stern face. Error is something we cannot live without in our lives. It can only be regarded as carbon dioxide at best. You, Feng Zudi was so angry at the two of them that her face turned red, but she also knew that she would not get any good results if she caused trouble for them again, so she yelled at Liu Yifei, it's not enough that they don't do anything, they also bully others, and you don't care. Liu Yifei had a headache and pushed the problem directly to Lin Miaomiao. You have mad enough that they want to go on strike. What do you say we should do? Just go on strike. What does it have to do with me? Lin Miaomiao was unmoved. It's just a one-day porter. I still go to the kitchen to work all day. So do I have to go on strike too? What? The little cook also wants to go on strike. This won't do. For the sake of delicious food, Liu Yifei stood on Lin Miaomiao's side without hesitation. Feng Zudi, the mission assigned to you is yours. Don't be jealous of others. Lin Miaomiao and Bai Jin went on a mission a few days ago, and they didn't go on strike at that time. Liu Yifei said in a serious tone, giving an ultimatum. Now you have two choices, either continue moving things or go to the training ground and run 40 laps. Wow, so cruel. Bai Jin looked at Liu Yifei in awe. Even the carefree man was quite imposing when he got ruthless. Feng Zudi was also scared and continued to work as a mover without saying a word, not daring to threaten to go on strike again. If you two girls don't want to help, leave here quickly, Liu Yifei said bitterly. I can't stand it if everyone comes to protest later. There are still many things to move, and time cannot be wasted on trivial matters. The dorm was empty, and going back would be boring. Lin Miaomiao thought for a moment and said, I'd better help with the moving. Bai Jin asked in surprise, your space button can still hold a lot of stuff. Lin Miaomiao was speechless. If it can't hold it all, can't you just find a place to put it? The landing platform is so spacious. Bai Jin looked up at the sky. Okay, because Liu Yifei said their space buttons were full, he didn't let them join the moving. She actually forgot such a simple thing. She was so stupid. Her friends were all working, and Bai Jin had been feeling embarrassed for a long time. Now that she had a solution, she naturally joined the moving team. Lin Miaomiao and Bai Jin's space buttons were larger than the others, especially Lin Miaomiao, who had 2 space buttons. One move was equivalent to 7 or 8 trips for others. With their participation, the efficiency of the moving process increased significantly. Although the warships had ample space, they couldn't fit so much stuff on one ship. So after the first one was full, everyone stopped to rest. They had to wait for the first ship to move to another location before the second ship could connect to the boarding passage. Just after a short break, Feng Zudi started to get angry again. There's a large space button, but you just played dumb and didn't help. If you had come earlier, we wouldn't have had to make so many trips. Just tell me what you want. Lin Miaomiao was impatient. How could this girl be so stupid? After being threatened by Liu Yifei like that, she still wanted to cause trouble. Feng Zudi's eyes lit up, thinking that she was going to give in, so he said smugly, the second battleship will be here soon. You two can move a few times first. We need to rest for a while. Lin Miaomiao looked at the people surrounding Feng Zudi expressionlessly. Do you think so too? Those people hesitated for a while before saying, we are all equal. We are all working. You can't be lazy, Miaomiao. Don't pay attention to these guys. They are just looking for trouble. We don't think so. Liu Kaoyer jumped out. Zhang Xingyan also said, hey, Feng Zudi, right? You are so shameless. Why do you only compare with Miaomiao on how many times you moved, and not with who moved more things? How dare I compare with that? Yuzixin has always been venomous. Moving 7 times is not as good as Miaomiao's one walk. I am too embarrassed to say anything. And she still has the nerve to show off. Feng Zudi was so angry that her face turned red, but she had nothing to say. At this time, Lin Miaomiao stood up and said, it's almost 11 o'clock, I'm going to cook. Don't go. Bai Jin held her. Why cook? Someone will say you're lazy again. Let them say whatever they want. I can't hear it anyway. Lin Miaomiao sneered. And those who thought I was lazy just now, I have already written down the names. I will let number 1 be responsible for your lunch later. Lin Miaomiao is not a generous person. Since others are so petty, she would not be named Lin if she didn't fight back. Why? Someone jumped up. Cooking is the responsibility given to you by the boss. You have no right not to cook for us. Lin Miaomiao raised her chin. We are all equal, and I don't get an extra allowance. Why should I cook for you? Everyone was silent for a moment, and after a long time someone said weakly, I think Miaomiao is right. She sacrificed her training time to cook for us. Liu Kaoyer said in an entangled manner, why don't we let Lolly cook in the future? This is really unfair to Miaomiao. However, no one spoke out in support. After being used to delicious food, who would want to eat ordinary meals? Chapter 181 Relocation, 2. In the end, Lin Miaomiao went to cook first. She preferred being a cook to being a porter. After lunch, everyone continued to work as porters. It wasn't that they were so enthusiastic, but after the news of the relocation came out, everyone packed up the things in the room into the space button. There was no place to sleep for lunch break, so it was better to finish moving early and go to the new base early. At around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, all the movable things in the base were moved onto the warship. Everyone wiped the sweat from their foreheads exaggeratedly. Finally, the move is done. It's so annoying to run around, Liu Kaoyer complained while pouring a sip of water into her mouth. Can't you be more ladylike? Zhang Xingyan despised her. Look at how beautiful Miaomiao looks when she drinks water. Liu Kaoyer glanced at Lin Miaomiao. She wasn't much better. Others used cups to drink water, but she directly used a large cold water kettle. If that was called beautiful, then Zhuang Xingai's aesthetic was too weird. Feng Liqin covered her mouth and laughed. In his eyes, whatever Miaomiao does is the most beautiful. You can't learn that, of course. Zhuang Xingaian was not ashamed of his behavior but proud of it. No matter what, Miaomiao is the most beautiful. Lin Miaomiao was speechless. If I were a little more gentle, you would have praised me to the sky. This was not an exaggeration at all. Ever since Zhuang Xingaian made his feelings known, he would praise Lin Miaomiao every time they met. After Lin Miaomiao tried to stop him in vain, she was too lazy to listen and just let it go in one ear and out the other. But Yu Zixin couldn't stand it any longer. Don't you care when we get on board the ship to the new base? We'll let you know when it's time to leave, Liu Kaoyer and Zhuang Xingaian said in unison. Tisk, you guys are too lax. I've been hoping to get to the new base soon so I can get a good rest after getting a dormitory, Yu Zixin yawned. It's really uncomfortable without a nap. I can't rest even after arriving at the new base, Lin Miaomiao pointed out coldly. The things have to be moved down after they've been loaded onto the ship. Yu Zixin fell on Zhu Chen. Don't mention this to me. I get angry when you mention it. Liu Kaoyer rolled her eyes at him. Even if you don't mention it, you can't get away with it. I'm not in a hurry. I have to move the things in the kitchen down first, and then I have to command a lolly to clean it up, Lin Miaomiao said leisurely. Once the kitchen is cleaned up, it will probably be time to make dinner, and then she won't have to continue working as a porter. Speaking of making dinner, Yu Zixin suddenly became interested. He straightened up and looked at Lin Miaomiao with a burning gaze. Today is a big day. Miaomiao, shouldn't you prepare some extra meals and cook a few more delicious dishes? What big day? It's not like you and Zhu Chen are getting married. Lin Miaomiao was speechless. However, she agreed to the request for extra meals. Moving is indeed something worth celebrating. Your request for extra meals has been approved, Yu Zixin said happily. Miaomiao, you're the best. Liu Kaoyer and others also agreed that extra meals are beneficial to physical and mental health. At 2:30, the notice for everyone to board the ship finally came out, and Lin Miaomiao followed the crowd onto the auxiliary ship connected to the landing port. Before boarding, Lin Miaomiao couldn't help but look back at the long corridor behind her. Through the transparent glass corridor, she took one last look at the place where she had lived for over a month, and she felt an inexplicable sense of reluctance to leave. Let's go, Liu Kaoyer pushed her and said jokingly, you've only lived here for a month and you're already reluctant to leave. Lin Miaomiao didn't deny it. I'm really reluctant to leave. This was the first stop in her military career, and she probably wouldn't come back again. Don't look at Miaomiao, Feng Liqin urged. The people behind will think you're blocking the way. Lin Miaomiao looked and saw that it was Feng Zudi and Xiang Ruinen's group coming over, so she decisively boarded the ship. She didn't bother to talk nonsense with this group of people. Feng Zudi's face naturally turned sour when she saw Lin Miaomiao, and she habitually wanted to mock her, but was stopped by Xiang Ruinen. Ruinen, why are you stopping me? Feng Zudi said unhappily. Xiang Ruinen pursed her lips and said, if you clash with her again, we'll be the ones to suffer. Lin Miaomiao really had a bad temper. After the morning's clash, those who had sided with them had a different lunch. While others had Lin Miaomiao's meticulously prepared braised pork, they had all the vegetarian dishes prepared by number one. That's right, completely vegetarian, without a single scrap of meat. What made Xiang Ruinen even more frustrated was that the three dishes included bitter melon, winter melon, and pumpkin. Wasn't that an indirect mockery of them being fools? Anyway, by the end of the meal, Xiang Ruinen had completely lost her temper, and those close to her regretted it even more. She recalled how she had just feigned indifference when she mentioned lunch to Yi Hongwen, only for Yi Hongwen to say, she's in charge of the kitchen. As long as she doesn't deny you food, she can do whatever she wants. Yi Hongwen was on Lin Miaomiao's side, so what else could Xiang Ruinen do? She had no doubt that if they continued to pick on Lin Miaomiao, their close friends would dwindle. Feng Zudi didn't think so. How dare she ask us to eat vegetarian food all the time? Even if we're not vegetarian, we'll be ostracized in the end if we keep eating separately from others, Xiang Ruinen said. The boss won't allow them to do that, Feng Zudi said stubbornly. So what if he doesn't allow it? People's hearts are the most difficult to control, Xiang Ruinen smiled bitterly. Lin Miaomiao didn't know about the conversation between Xiang Ruinan and Feng Zudi. As soon as she got on the battleship, she and her friends found an open space to stay. There were things everywhere on the ship, and they couldn't jump around. Fortunately, the new base was on the same planet, and they would arrive in a few minutes. Miaomiao, Likin and Wu Na, let's live in the same dormitory then, Liu Kaoyer said with a smile. Okay, Lin Miaomiao and Feng Likin naturally had no objection. Wu Na also said, living with you guys is pretty good. I don't want to change roommates, Yu Zixin said disapprovingly. I really don't understand what you girls are thinking. Do you have to live together to prove your relationship? Liu Kaoyer glared at him fiercely. Since you said that, then don't live in the same dorm with Zhu Chen? How can that be? Zhu Chen and I are a couple, so of course we have to live under the same roof, Yu Zixin said calmly. You're so shameless. Liu Kaoyer complained. Lin Miaomiao said thoughtfully, I think we should make a suggestion to the boss and ban random homosexual relationships or unmarried cohabitation. Good suggestion, everyone praised. Yu Zixin curled his lips. I get it, you're just jealous. Single guys are really unreasonable. Zhang Xingyan was dissatisfied and turned to look at Lin Miaomiao. Don't you think his boastful face is too ugly, as if he is the only one who can find a boyfriend? Lin Miaomiao nodded silently. Since you think so too, then why don't you agree to be my girlfriend? Zhang Xingyan said excitedly. Then let's see how he can show off. No, Lin Miaomiao refused with a blank face. He's showing off his boyfriend. If you want to compete with him, you should find a boyfriend, Zhang Xingyan. Everyone. Chapter 182 Arrival at the new station. A few minutes later, the warship landed. It was so fast that Lin Miaomiao thought they hadn't moved at all. However, after the ship's door opened, she saw an unfamiliar boarding platform. This place should be better than our previous base, Liu Kaoyer said with some anticipation. Yu Zixin rolled his eyes at her. You're talking nonsense. Why change bases if it's not good enough? Are you bored? Shut up. No one will think you're dumb if you don't speak, Liu Kaoyer said dissatisfiedly. You always like to pour cold water on me, Zhu Chen said helplessly. Don't you know how to write the word quiet? I don't know, Liu Kaoyer and Yu Zixin said in unison. With such a group of lively people around, Lin Miaomiao had no time to be sad. Let's go. It's time to get off. Several people got off the ship with a lot of fun, looked into the distance through the transparent passage, and then froze in their places. After a long moment, Lin Miaomiao finally found her voice. Did we get to the wrong place? A vast lake loomed before her, pink lotus blossoms gracefully adorning its surface. Emerald green lotus leaves stretched across the surface. In the center, 3 octagonal pavilions, decorated with carved dragons and phoenixes, stood connected by a winding bridge. Actually, the boss is bringing us to the park for an outing today, Yu Zixin muttered. Liu Kaoyer said seriously, he forgot to remind us to bring some snacks. We'll get hungry after playing so hard, Miaomiao, Zhang Xingyan said with a smile as he approached Lin Miaomiao. I'll go with you to see the lotus flowers. Go away, Lin Miaomiao refused expressionlessly. I don't like looking at lotus flowers, perhaps because he saw that everyone hadn't been able to get through the passage for a long time. Liu Yifei came over and said, what are you all doing? We should re-register for dormitories when we get to the new base. Don't dawdle here, Yu Zixin leaned over and asked, Brother Liu, is this our new base? You're talking nonsense, kid. Liu Yifei glanced at him sideways. If it wasn't the new base, why would we come here? Well, since they weren't mistaken, let's go and register for dormitories quickly. There would be plenty of opportunities to see it later anyway. After exiting the boarding passage, everyone entered a spacious hall with rows of stainless steel chairs. On the wall in front of them were beautiful words, waiting area. Lin Miaomiao couldn't help but exclaim, the facilities here are so complete. Even if you arrive early for a mission, there's still a place to sit. Yes, this is where this young master should be. Yu Zixin nodded with satisfaction. Even the sullen Zhang Xingyan smiled again. It seems our quality of life will improve significantly. The temporary registration office was located in the open space at the back of the waiting area. Wu Zin set up a table and a stool and got to work. Since Liu Chan'er left, Wu Zin had been thrown into the logistics department, specifically responsible for fleet registration, procurement, and other miscellaneous tasks, completely losing her usual leisurely lifestyle. When Lin Miaomiao and her friends arrived to register, there were quite a few people, and the line was very long. Almost the entire fleet was ahead of them, so Lin Miaomiao decided to sit nearby. "I'll wait until they're done before registering," Lin Miaomiao said to her friends. "We're already the last to go anyway, I'll sit for a while too," Liu Kaoyer said, expressing her unwillingness to wait in line. The remaining few glanced at each other and made the same decision. Yu Zixin even said, "There's no rush. Brother Liu said everyone's tired today, so we won't be working as porters this afternoon. We'll continue tomorrow morning." The group of 7 found a seat in the last row. With nothing else to do, Yu Zixin pestered Lin Miaomiao about what they wanted for dinner tonight, urging her to add a delicious meal, perhaps barbecue or fried chicken wings. Yu Zixin's proposal was supported by everyone except Lin Miaomiao, who, coincidentally, hadn't decided on a meal yet and decided to go against her will and indulge her friends with barbecue. Before she could even say yes, Yi Hongwen video called. After the call was connected, before Lin Miaomiao could say anything, Yi Hongwen said, "Come out." Then, the call was disconnected. Lin Miaomiao wrinkled her nose, a little annoyed. "Who do you think you are? You can just leave when I tell you to. He's the captain." "Of course, if he tells you to leave, you'll have to do it," Liu Kaoyer said coldly. Zhang Xingyan snorted and said, "So what if you're the captain? You don't know any manners, and you're not afraid of being squeezed out on the future." Ever since he made his feelings public, Zhang Xingyan has become active, especially when criticizing Yu Hongwen. In his own words, he resolutely defined his love rival as a scumbag. Feng Liken stood up and looked around, pointing at the door and said, "He's waiting there. I think if you don't go out, he will come in and arrest you himself." Lin Miaomiao stood up suddenly when she heard that, and rushed to the door aggressively. "I'll go see what he wants." Zhang Xingyan stood up and wanted to chase after him, but was stopped by Zhu Chen. "He must be looking for Miaomiao for something serious. Don't go over and make trouble. I'm just going to see if I can help Miaomiao." Zhang Xingyan was dissatisfied. "Why do you say I'm making trouble?" Zhu Chen said lightly. "The boss looking for Miaomiao can only be about something in the kitchen. Are you going to the kitchen to help wash the vegetables?" Up. Zhang Xingyan retracted his right foot and said weakly, "Forget it, I don't know how to wash vegetables." Zhang Xingyan retreated, and Lin Miaomiao was deflated when she rushed to the door. Yi Hongwen's icy aura was too strong, and she, with her expressionless face, could not reach a new level of coldness. "Boss, what do you want to talk to me about?" Lin Miaomiao asked expressionlessly. "I'll take you to set up the machine in the space button, and then go to the second ship to move the kitchen things," Yi Hongwen explained. "We just moved to a new station today, so dinner needs to be prepared early. Let's celebrate together, but I haven't registered for the dormitory yet." Lin Miaomiao glanced reluctantly at the waiting area. "You are in charge of the kitchen, which is considered management. You should live in the single dormitory managed by the management. I'll ask Wu Xin to arrange it for you later," Yi Hongwen said. "No, Kaoyer and the others and I agreed to live in the same dormitory." Lin Miaomiao didn't want to be a person who didn't keep his word. Yi Hongwen raised an eyebrow. "The dormitories here are all single rooms with their own small bathrooms. You can't live together." Oh, Lin Miaomiao was confused. The new base was so luxurious. "But living next door won't make much difference?" Yi Hongwen was silent for a long time before saying, "The management dormitory has a kitchenette, and it's not far from the girls' dormitory." Lin Miaomiao's eyes lit up. "Really? Of course." Yi Hongwen nodded affirmatively. "Then can you leave now?" "Okay." Lin Miaomiao nodded reluctantly. With the kitchenette, she could cook whatever she wanted without worrying about being accused of cooking for herself. However, Lin Miaomiao was puzzled. As a captain, shouldn't she be very busy? How could she still have time for something as simple as guiding the way? Although puzzled, Lin Miaomiao didn't ask any questions. Their relationship seemed to have eased after she became the cook, but in reality, it hadn't changed much. Lin Miaomiao was petty and vindictive, and she would never easily forgive Yi Hongwen for calling her a troublemaker. Thank you all for your subscriptions, rewards and votes. I will add 2 more chapters as a thank you. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 183 You Are Different from Them. Lin Miaomiao didn't know what the machines in the space button were for, but since they were being asked to bring them back, they couldn't be useless. So when Yi Hongwen led her to a basement, she couldn't help but be surprised. Are these machines useless? Lin Miaomiao was puzzled. Only rarely used items were kept in the basement, and Lin Miaomiao didn't want to bring back something useless. It would mean her work was in vain. No, it's useful here, Yi Hongwen said. Move out the largest one, by the left wall, as long as it was useful. Lin Miaomiao felt relieved and arranged the machines according to Yi Hongwen's instructions. After taking out all 6 machines, Yi Hongwen moved between them, pulling out various wires, tubes, and other things from inside them, connecting them together. Lin Miaomiao was speechless. Hadn't they said they had to cook early? Why didn't they take her to the ship to move the kitchen supplies? She should have also given her a copy of the electronic map, otherwise she wouldn't know which way the kitchen door opened. Fortunately, Yi Hongwen was very fast and finished the assembly in no time. There are still 3 parts missing. Those 3 should be with Bai Jin. Why didn't you call her? Lin Miaomiao felt something was wrong. Bai Jin also had a machine, so why didn't he call her to come along? Yi Hongwen said calmly, no rush. Everyone is tired today. Let them rest for a day and we'll talk about it tomorrow. After the work was done, Yi Hongwen took a long step and prepared to leave. Lin Miaomiao hurriedly followed him. It's not fair, Lin Miaomiao protested, chasing after him. Why can they rest, but I can't? I even have to have an extra meal in the evening. I don't know if it was intentional, but Yi Hongwen walked a little fast. Even if Lin Miaomiao increased his speed, she could not keep up. Looking at Yi Hongwen's height of more than 1.8 meters, and then thinking about her own height of only 1.67 meters, Lin Miaomiao suddenly felt a little sad. Is this the disadvantage of having short legs? Just when she was feeling depressed, Yi Hongwen, who was walking in front, said in a deep voice, you are different from them. Lin Miaomiao's heart suddenly skipped a beat. Oh, so shy. She was obviously still angry when he said such a thing suddenly. No, she couldn't surrender because of such an ambiguous statement. She had agreed that she would no longer like him and would only regard him as a leader. After calming her disordered heartbeat, Lin Miaomiao said with forced calmness, we are all ordinary soldiers. They worked, and I did the same. What's the difference? Boss, you can't be so narrow-minded. My eyes are normal, Yi Hongwen replied calmly. I just said that you are the kitchen manager. You are no longer an ordinary soldier. You have to follow the example of Liu Yifei and others. What? There is such a saying. If there is a table in front of her, Lin Miaomiao will definitely overturn it immediately. I get the same allowance as them. I don't want any special treatment, Lin Miaomiao said in protest. Let chef number 1 be the chef tonight. I need to rest. Yi Hongwen stopped and turned around, looking at Lin Miaomiao speechlessly. Who said your allowance is the same as theirs? Lin Miaomiao's eyes widened. Isn't it? Of course not, Yi Hongwen denied without hesitation. The allowance has increased since the first day you managed the kitchen. The fleet won't let you work in vain, is that so? Lin Miaomiao suddenly felt a little guilty. She had relied on this to not cook for Feng Zudi and the others at noon. Ignorance is not a crime. Yi Hongwen shouldn't punish her for this. Yi Hongwen seemed to understand what she was struggling with and soothed her. You're in charge of the kitchen. No matter how you arrange it, as long as no one goes hungry, it's fine. Lin Miaomiao breathed a sigh of relief. That's good. Noticing her relief, Yi Hongwen said coldly, since it's all settled, let's go. You still have to take care of tonight's celebration. Lin Miaomiao frowned. He had just said that she could arrange it however she wanted, but now she had to do it herself again. This was unbearable. However, he was the superior and he had the final say. Lin Miaomiao could only continue to follow him dejectedly. They first went to the first mate's ship to load the kitchen supplies into the space button. Fortunately, Lin Miaomiao had enough space, so she didn't have to run twice. After disembarking and leaving the waiting area, Yi Hongwen took her to the 9-curved bridge over the lake. It turned out that the buildings of the new base were built around the 1,000-square-meter lake. Walking across the bridge, immersing herself in the beautiful lotus blossoms, Lin Miaomiao was so captivated that she was reluctant to move. It was only when Yi Hongwen noticed she hadn't caught up that he called out, Lin Miaomiao, follow, what's the rush? You're not in a rush to reincarnate, Lin Miaomiao muttered softly. Unable even to glance at the lotus, Lin Miaomiao began to wonder if she'd followed the wrong boss. Perhaps switching to melting snow wouldn't be such a bad idea. Yi Hongwen shook his head helplessly. remaining silent. Passing through the two octagonal pavilions in the center of the lake and walking to the other side, they reached the kitchen. The kitchen and dining room at the new residence were housed in a 4-story building, shaped like a giant tree, its cylindrical structure realistically adorned with dense branches. Unfortunately, it was a leafless tree. The first floor of the tree house housed the kitchen and storage, the second and third floors housed the dining room, and the fourth floor contained 2 large private rooms designed for entertaining guests. After Lin Miaomiao unloaded all the kitchen items, she powered on the lolly and robots 1, 2, and 3, leaving the tidying up to them while she began to think about what to eat for the evening celebration. Since it was a celebration, she'd have to prepare more dishes, at least 10, and the portions would have to be smaller. However, there was a problem: with more lollies serving the dishes, efficiency would be reduced. Why not just make it a buffet? Buffets are the most common way to gather and host banquets in the interstellar era. Everyone can eat and drink together, fostering bonding while freely choosing their favorite dishes to satisfy their appetites, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Making up her mind, Lin Miaomiao decided to check the available ingredients, create a menu, and estimate the approximate portions. Turning back, she saw Yi Hongwen still standing not far away, watching her. "Are you going to stay here and keep an eye on me?" Lin Miaomiao said grumpily. "If you have nothing to do, get out of here. Don't be an eyesore." Yi Hongwen was startled. This was the first time Lin Miaomiao had asked him to leave. Even during their recent disagreement over Liu Chainer, she had only given him a few cold looks. Had he done something unpleasant today? After pondering for a long time but to no avail, Yi Hongwen decisively gave up. A woman's heart is like a needle in the sea. His father's words were true. Yi Hongwen said, "I haven't sent you the map of the new base yet, then send it quickly and leave." Lin Miaomiao muttered impatiently. "Just give it to me sooner, and you won't have to lead the way yourself." It would also save her from feeling cold again. Perhaps she felt more comfortable with a warm and gentle leader like King Q. Okay, Lin Miaomiao had to admit that she was a bit silly. She actually had a soft spot for the cold man. Was it a side effect of pretending to be aloof? Chapter 184 Conflict erupts. After Yi Hongwen sent Lin Miaomiao a map of their new base, she ruthlessly kicked him out of the kitchen. "I'll come back when I'm ready." "Don't be such an eyesore now," Lin Miaomiao said. Having been kicked out of the kitchen, Yi Hongwen was a little upset. Ever since Lin Miaomiao met Gu Qinghang a few days ago, her attitude towards him had been getting worse and worse. Could it be, as Liu Yifei had said, that she wanted someone else? This was truly bad news. Yi Hongwen suddenly felt a sense of crisis. If his cook was snatched away by his mortal enemy, it would be disastrous. He had to find a way to prevent this from happening. Yi Hongwen began to consider using hunger as an excuse to go into the kitchen. Would he be kicked out again? After a moment of hesitation, Yi Hongwen decisively decided to give it a try, but his communicator rang at an inopportune moment. "What do you want from me?" Yi Hongwen stared coldly at Liu Yifei on the virtual screen. "What's the matter?" Liu Yifei cried out. "Captain, you threw everything you had to do to me and disappeared without a trace, and you still have the nerve to ask me what I wanted to talk to you about? Don't you feel guilty?" Yi Hongwen said coldly. "No." Liu Yifei burst into tears. "Why was I so blind to fall for you in the first place?" Lin Miaomiao, who had prepared a menu and was about to go out to see the lotus flowers, was shocked. It turned out that icebergs were so popular these days. Not only did beautiful women fight for his affection, but there were also handsome men who silently protected him, although the handsome guy was a little silly. "Okay, I'll be back soon. Put aside the unresolved issues first," Yi Hongwen said simply, and then he saw Lin Miaomiao with a confused face. I didn't hear anything." Lin Miaomiao reflexively covered her ears. Yi Hongwen's face darkened instantly. "It was just a joke. Just take it. What's there to be afraid of?" "I'm not afraid," Lin Miaomiao explained seriously. "I just think it's wrong to eavesdrop on others' privacy." Yi Hongwen gritted his teeth. "I already told you he was joking. Get back to work and stop believing everything you hear." Unable to explain, Yi Hongwen turned and left. The thought of returning to the kitchen for a while was completely forgotten. He still had a lot of work to do, and if he didn't go back, that idiot might destroy his reputation. After Yi Hongwen left, Lin Miaomiao wandered into the kitchen with a smug look on her face. Of course, she believed Liu Yifei's idiotic words were a joke, but she was pretending to believe them. "Look," She'd driven the boss away. Humph, what misunderstanding. She didn't care. At the dinner party, she'd kindly help spread the word, letting everyone know about Brother Liu's infatuation and the boss's coldness and unreasonable behavior. Thinking of the storm of gossip Yi Hongwen would soon unleash, Lin Miaomiao became even more motivated. This was evident in the way she ordered 2 more meat dishes and a snack, steamed sea bass, braised chicken legs, and taro and sweet potato balls. Due to a delay in cleaning the kitchen, the buffet wasn't ready until 6:30 p.m. After dialing the fleet's communication number and sending a group message about the start of the meal, Lin Miaomiao wandered into the second-floor staff cafeteria, the battlefield for today's buffet. The Shenyu fleet was relatively small, so the second floor could easily accommodate everyone. Not long after they sat down, Liu Yifei, the most enthusiastic foodie, arrived. Seeing the sumptuous buffet spread, he beamed, "We're in for a treat tonight." "Miaomiao, you've worked hard," Lin Miaomiao, anticipating the potential for gossip, said with a rare smile, "Eat as much as you like. Tonight's dishes are all free to eat." Liu Yifei, however, was a man who brightened up with a little optimism. He then pressed his tone, "It would be great if we could eat all you can eat more often. Miaomiao, you'll understand us foodies, right? Don't even think about it." Lin Miaomiao's expression suddenly shifted. Preparing a buffet takes a considerable amount of time, she'd be crazy to do it so often. Her expression changed too quickly. Liu Yifei muttered to himself, rubbing his nose, but he didn't dare say anything else. He found a seat at the long table where Lin Miaomiao sat. In less than 10 minutes, the fleet members arrived one after another. Since the captain hadn't arrived yet, no one touched their food. After Yi Hongwen came in, he was a little surprised to see that everyone was just sitting together chatting. "Why haven't they started yet? How dare others start talking if you didn't come?" Liu Yifei said unhappily. "Why did you come so late?" Lin Miaomiao saw Feng Zudi and Xiang Ruinan following behind Yi Hongwen, and couldn't help but said coldly, "With beautiful women by your side, how could you forget about a celebration?" Feng Zudi smiled at her provocatively, but said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, because we delayed everyone's dinner time. Since you know, next time don't come to me when there are activities unless it's urgent," Yi Hongwen said in a deep voice. Feng Zudi's face turned bad instantly. After receiving Lin Miaomiao's text message, she deliberately dragged Xiang Ruinan to find Yi Hongwen under the guise of asking for advice, so that after asking for advice, she could say that they were going the same way and appeared in front of people together. Her words just now seemed like an apology, but in fact they were meant to rouse everyone's imagination and stimulate Lin Miaomiao. However, Feng Zudi had anticipated the beginning of the incident, but she did not expect Yi Hongwen to be so disrespectful and give her a lecture. Although she was depressed, Feng Zudi had to respond, "I know." Xiang Ruinan hurried to smooth things over. "Boss, Zudi didn't mean it. She was just too anxious to do something for the fleet and help Wu Zin solve his problems, for me." Wu Zin was confused. "Why don't I know that I need your help?" Xiang Ruinan was slightly stunned. "Didn't you say that the logistics work was too troublesome and it gave you a headache?" Wu Zin nodded. "I said that, but I didn't say I wanted to find someone for help, but you also said that the job is suitable for girls." Feng Zudi was anxious. "You say that, don't you just want us to help?" Wu Zin said unhappily. "What nonsense, I just complained a few words casually. How can it be considered as trying to shirk work? Let me tell you, the boss finally found something for me to do. Don't make trouble for no reason, you're going too far." Feng Zudi couldn't help crying. "If you don't want help, then don't. Do you have to say that to me?" At this time, the joyful atmosphere in the restaurant was gone. Lin Miaomiao, who had worked hard to prepare the feast, suddenly felt very angry. A raging rage burned in her heart, and no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't extinguish it. Lin Miaomiao stood up abruptly, walked a few steps to Feng Zudi and said coldly, "Shut up, go out and cry if you want to. Don't disturb everyone's meal here." Feng Zudi choked. "You, Lin Miaomiao, how can you be so unsympathetic?" Xiang Ruinan accused indignantly. "Zudi has suffered such a great injustice, and you are only thinking about eating, so what?" Lin Miaomiao didn't buy it. She brought it upon herself, and she wants everyone to feel bad with her. Wu Zin complained about the tedious work and you volunteered, but I think being a cook is too hard. Do you want to come and help? Chapter 185. I feel tired. "I can't cook," Feng Zudi said with wide eyes. "If I could, I would definitely go to the kitchen to help." Lin Miaomiao sneered. "Who is born knowing this or that? How can you do it if you don't learn?" Feng Zudi was speechless. She didn't know how to refute, so she could only turn to Sheng Ruinan for help. But even so, you can't ask Zudi to leave, Sheng Ruinan said. The celebration is open to all members of the fleet. If you don't let Zudi go, she will feel so wronged. Lin Miaomiao was almost amused. This was really the villain complaining first. Feng Zudi felt wronged, but didn't she feel wronged too? Although she had the help of Lolly and number 1, making so many dishes and snacks was not an easy task. She worked hard for most of the afternoon, but didn't get a single compliment. Instead, someone came out to make trouble. How could she feel? Miaomiao, stop talking to them. Either let them go, or we'll go. Liu Kaoyer and Feng Lican stepped forward. Miaomiao put so much effort into this celebration, and you guys ruined it like that. Don't you feel guilty? Yu Zixin said nonchalantly. Kaoyer, you're talking even more nonsense. Just leave. How can you reason with idiots like them? Zhang Zingyan said with a grin as he ran over to Lin Miaomiao. Miaomiao, my little beauty, I'll go see the lotus flowers with you. Lin Miaomiao stared at Yu Hongwen in silence. Seeing him frown and not intending to speak, she felt a chill in her heart. Did he think today's events were her fault again? Was she being too restless? In fact, she shouldn't have agreed to help prepare the celebration, let alone help manage the kitchen and be the fleet's cook. Such a thankless job was really boring. Thinking back to today when she heard that Yu Hongwen had taken the initiative to increase her allowance, she was happy, thinking he appreciated her performance, but now it seemed that he was just giving her what she deserved. What kitchen manager, what cook? Lin Miaomiao quit. She didn't need the extra allowance, so why bother living such a tiring life? Thinking it through, Lin Miaomiao stopped paying attention to Feng Zudi and Sheng Ruinan and turned to walk towards the door with her friends, her steps more relaxed and determined than ever before. Zhu Chen and Wu Na followed them silently. Hey, aren't you guys going to eat? Ren Jiao asked loudly from the crowd. Bai Jin also spoke up. Miaomiao worked so hard to make this dish, if you don't eat it, isn't it giving others a free pass? If I were to say, it's those pretentious people who should leave, forget it, Liu Kaoyer said loudly, eating with them is too disgusting. I might as well go back to the dormitory and take nutritional supplements. That's right, Bai Jin and Ren Jiao agreed. Wait, let's go together. With Bai Jin and Ren Jiao leading the way, many people quietly walked towards the restaurant door, especially those from the Milulan First Military Academy, who followed suit. Seeing that things were getting out of control, Yu Hongwen finally said coldly, stop, it's just a small matter. How big of a fuss are you going to make? Lin Miaomiao suddenly realized, no wonder he didn't speak up to stop her just now. So in your eyes, this is just a small matter, Captain, you are going too far. Zhang Zingyan stood up angrily and said, Miaomiao likes to cook, but if it weren't for your request, she wouldn't have to sacrifice her training time to cook for everyone. Don't say that we are comrades in the same fleet. It is my duty to sacrifice myself. Is it necessary for Miaomiao to sacrifice for those who are unfriendly to her like Feng Zudi? Okay, don't say so much. Starting tomorrow, Miaomiao will not go to the kitchen to help. She just needs to be an ordinary soldier. Lin Xianhao's voice came from outside the door. Brother, seeing her relatives, Lin Miaomiao suddenly felt her eyes a little sore, and the grievances in her heart surged. Like a wrong child, she complained, why did you come so late? Sorry, I just received a video call from my father, so I came a little late. Lin Xianhao explained seriously, I won't do it again in the future. Okay, I forgive you this time, Lin Miaomiao said. Lin Xianhao touched her head, turned and looked directly at Yu Hongwen. I'm sorry, Miaomiao is still a little ignorant, and I have caused you trouble during this period. After I go back today, I will educate her well, and she will be a law-abiding recruit in the future. I didn't say it was her fault, Yu Hongwen said expressionlessly. Lin Xianhao smiled. I know. You're just trying to be a qualified, impartial captain. In your heart, the most important thing is to work hard to develop the Shenyu fleet. You don't want to cause discord among the fleet members, so you always try to put your own people in a difficult position. Yu Hongwen didn't say anything. Lin Xianhao took it as tacit agreement and continued, but you forgot one thing. You've never acknowledged the importance my sister holds in your heart. Beyond the former teacher-student relationship and the current relationship of superior and subordinate, she has no real relationship with you, and there's no need for her to repeatedly compromise for you. Lin Miaomiao was stunned. Her brother's words were too much for her to digest. Yi Hongwen also spoke up. I've never thought of it that way, but you've always done it that way, Lin Xianhao said firmly. Yi Hongwen fell silent again. That when how, even if you're Lin Miaomiao's older brother and the fleet's ace armorer, there's no need to flatter your sister so much? She just knows how to cook. How could the boss possibly fall in love with her? Fang Zudi jumped in to defend him. Zudi, don't say that. I love my sister more, so I misunderstood, Sheng Ruinan said in a seemingly fair manner. As long as the captain explains it clearly, it's fine. Fang Zudi, Sheng Ruinan, shut up, Yi Hongwen said coldly. The restaurant suddenly became quiet. Yi Hongwen looked at Lin Miaomiao with a complicated look, wanting to explain something, but in the end he only said 3 words, I'm sorry. She should have been angry, but Lin Miaomiao wanted to laugh. She suddenly felt that all this was a bit ridiculous. She didn't know why she fell in love with Yi Hongwen, nor did she know that she was actually treated as one of his own by Yi Hongwen. Should she be happy? No, she couldn't be happy. If so-called love was just constant grievances and constant concessions, then what was the point? Lin Miaomiao had never been someone who was willing to put herself in a difficult position. She had done everything she could for him, and she had suffered enough grievances because of him, but he had never stood by her side, and she couldn't even find a word of comfort. Don't say sorry to me, Lin Miaomiao lowered her eyelids slightly. I am willing to bear all those grievances, Miaomiao. Yi Hongwen called out. He suddenly felt that Lin Miaomiao was a little unfamiliar, which made him feel at a loss. What frightened him even more was that he felt as if he was about to lose something. Lin Miaomiao suddenly smiled. Her smile was beautiful and gorgeous. This was the first time Yi Hongwen saw her smile, but he couldn't appreciate it because he heard her say, Yi Hongwen, I feel tired. Chapter 186 Change. Miaomiao, get up quickly, the sun is shining on your butt. Liu Caoyer's cheerful voice, along with the sound of knocking on the door, reached her eardrums. Lin Miaomiao forced her eyelids open and said helplessly, Caoyer, you're going to die. You finally have a day off, but you don't sleep in and come here to make trouble. It's precisely because of the rest that we have to get up early, Liu Caoyer said confidently. We have been in the fleet for almost 3 months and haven't gone out for a walk. You finally have a day off, and you don't want to breathe some fresh air. No, Lin Miaomiao refused very straightforwardly. The air in our base is fresh enough. I still want to sleep. Don't bother me. Hey, what time did you go to bed last night? Liu Caoyer was a little depressed. Can't you open the door first? It's so uncomfortable to talk through the door. Lin Miaomiao was not fooled. I can't think of sleeping after opening the door. How Caoyer? Ask Lincoln and the others to play with you. I played with Kinkyu on the Star Network until after 3 o'clock last night, and I'm still sleepy now. Liu Caoyer was helpless. Okay, then you have a good rest, and remember to get up for lunch. Okay, Lin Miaomiao nodded casually. The guy who disturbed her sweet dreams left, and Lin Miaomiao was about to go back to sleep when the video rang again. She clicked it casually and saw that it was a video from Kinkyu. Lin Miaomiao glanced at her messy nightgown, wrapped herself below the neck with the sheets, and then answered the video. You'd better have something important to do, otherwise, I will never forgive you for disturbing my sweet dreams, Lin Miaomiao threatened with a paralyzed face. Gu Qinghang smiled slightly. His handsome face had a flashlight, trying to blind Lin Miaomiao's eyes, but unfortunately Lin Miaomiao's eyelids were drooping, and she didn't even look at him. Miaomiao, you are so heartless, Gu Qinghang said in frustration. We just spent a wonderful night together, and now you won't even look me in the eye. Am I so disgusting? Sex is emptiness, Lin Miaomiao answered seriously. Besides, I don't want to be hunted by your childhood sweetheart. Gu Qinghang's face turned dark in an instant. What the hell is childhood sweetheart? That was Sharan's lie to you. Don't believe everything you hear, Lin Miaomiao yawned and said unclearly. I don't care. Your problems have nothing to do with me. Solve them yourselves. By the way, you haven't told me what you want from me. Gu Qinghang's eyes dimmed. This heartless little bastard said it had nothing to do with her. She really wanted to pinch her slender neck to make her sober. I'm asking you a question. If you don't tell me, I'm hanging up, Lin Miaomiao urged impatiently. Shaking away the unreliable thoughts in his mind, Gu Qinghang said, It's nothing big, I just want to ask you if you want to go to the zoo. No, Lin Miaomiao refused directly. I'm very busy and don't have time to go. Gu Qinghang's mouth twitched. I remember you have today off. Yeah, Lin Miaomiao did not deny it, but I'm so sleepy and need to sleep. I don't know what's wrong with you. You went online with me this morning, and you're so energetic before it's even 8 o'clock. Gu Qingheng ignored her question and confirmed again, are you really not going? Really not? Lin Miaomiao's answer remained unchanged. After refusing, she said bluntly, I'm going to go back to sleep. You can ask Xiaoran to accompany you to the zoo. After hanging up Gu Qingheng's video call, Lin Miaomiao fell asleep again in seconds, and slept until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm so hungry. Lin Miaomiao decided to go to the kitchen to find something to eat. Normally, the cafeteria wouldn't be serving food at this time, but Lin Miaomiao had worked with number 1 and the others before, and the intelligent robots were aware of favoritism. So, whenever she went, number 1 always prepared a meal for her. Because this snowflake butterfly had been a troublemaker before, she wanted to rally the other teammates to isolate Lin Miaomiao and requested number 1 and the others be formatted to prevent them from showing favoritism. Unfortunately, no one agreed with her idea, and Yi Hongwen simply rejected her request. Yi Hongwen replied, unless it threatens the safety of the fleet or the base, or the robot's memory center is infected with a virus, the fleet's intelligent robots are not allowed to be formatted. Over the past 2 months, Yi Hongwen had become increasingly fair in handling disputes among the team members, but Lin Miaomiao no longer cared. After washing up, Lin Miaomiao changed into a white dress she hadn't worn in a while, and matching low-heeled sandals. Today was her day off, so she didn't have to wear her uniform even if she stayed at the base. The girls' dormitory they lived in was right next to the kitchen. Lin Miaomiao, having registered last, stayed in room 517 on the 5th floor. Luckily, Liu Kaoyer and the others also lived on the 5th floor, making it convenient for them to visit. As soon as she got out of the elevator, Lin Miaomiao had the misfortune of running into Sheng Ruinen. She tried to ignore her and continue toward the kitchen, but Sheng Ruinen smiled at her and said, Miaomiao, you're dressed so beautifully. Who are you going out with? None of your business, Lin Miaomiao replied directly. Sheng Ruinen, accustomed to her attitude, continued with a smile, I'm just a little envious. You guys get to take time off, but I can't. Hongwen asked for my help with something, it turned out he was just showing off. Lin Miaomiao sneered inwardly, but her face remained expressionless. You can choose not to help. The captain won't force anyone, that's not good. We're members of the fleet, and it's our duty to serve the fleet, Sheng Ruinen said seriously. We shouldn't let personal feelings affect fleet affairs, Lin Miaomiao said nonchalantly, I'm just a new recruit. Less than 3 months old. My mission is to train hard and improve my physical fitness, mental strength, and combat capabilities. You two really look alike, Sheng Ruinen remarked casually. Lin Miaomiao understood immediately. She was hinting at her brother's personal feelings affecting fleet affairs. Thinking of the failed celebration and the domineering declaration he made before taking her away, Lin Miaomiao's lips curled up slightly. Of course, we are brother and sister, Lin Miaomiao replied calmly. Sheng Ruinen gritted her teeth. I'm not praising you, I know. Lin Miaomiao was no fool, she just didn't bother to care. I won't let myself become a fool again. There was no point in saying anything more, so Lin Miaomiao nodded at Sheng Ruinen and said, I'm going to the kitchen to eat. I'll be leaving first. Lin Miaomiao, do you have to go to such extremes? Sheng Ruinen shouted at Lin Miaomiao's back. Don't forget that we are from the same fleet, and your brother is the fleet's armorer. Doesn't he feel guilty about not making or repairing mechas for us? Sheng Ruinen was at her wit's end. Because of Lin Miaomiao's departure from the kitchen, she and Feng Zudi had been criticized by many people. Even many people who had played well with them before thought they were bullying the newcomers. Later, when Hao stated that the mechas for Sheng Ruinen, Feng Zudi, and the others would be prepared by someone else, and he would no longer interfere, lest if something went wrong, people would think he was taking revenge. As soon as this statement came out, those who were implicated became depressed. Although Wen Hao could only make level 4 mechas now, he was young and had a famous teacher to guide him. It was only a matter of time before he became a senior armor maker. Shen Yu did not have the capital to attract senior armor makers yet, and everyone was still counting on Wen Hao's help to solve the problem of their mechas. Chapter 187 Character Problems. Why should he feel guilty? Lin Miaomiao stopped and turned. I think what Big Brother did is perfectly normal. Sheng Ruinen's pupils narrowed dramatically. She hadn't expected such an answer. Judging from Lin Miaomiao's performance since joining the team, while she wouldn't back down, she wasn't someone who wouldn't give up. She wouldn't go to extremes in many matters. Sheng Ruinan reasoned that it had been so long since the incident, and Lin Miaomiao had distanced herself from Yi Hongwen, so she shouldn't hold a grudge. As long as she made a well-founded complaint and apologized, Lin Miaomiao would actively persuade Wen Hao to retract his words. But now, Lin Miaomiao refused to accept her accusations, nor did she feel guilty. Instead, she felt that this was how things should have been. This left Sheng Ruinan unsure about her next move. But Sheng Ruinan had no choice. She had to find a way to resolve this matter, as the friends she had implicated were already subtly distancing themselves from her. He's abusing his power, Sheng Ruinan said with difficulty. Don't make random accusations, Lin Miaomiao retorted calmly. Everyone knows that you and I don't get along, but, after thinking about it, I haven't offended Feng Zudi. I'm afraid it was you who instigated her to find fault with me. You can even use your good friend as a gun. What if one day you get into some problems, but you insist on blaming my brother? Although not many people went out in the afternoon, the confrontation between Lin Miaomiao and the other man still attracted the attention of many passers-by. Sheng Ruinan noticed that many people nodded in agreement with Lin Miaomiao's words, and suddenly interrupted sharply. You are talking nonsense. How could I do such a thing? This is a reasonable guess, Lin Miaomiao said calmly. After all, your character is problematic, and you are really not worthy of my brother and my trust. Ren Jiaojio, who got the news, ran out in her pajamas to watch the show. When she heard Lin Miaomiao's words, she nodded in agreement. Sheng Ruinan, your character has plummeted a long time ago. I heard that Feng Zudi also has a rift with you. Ren Jiaojio, stop meddling in other people's business and spreading rumors. Sheng Ruinan looked at her dissatisfiedly. You ran out in pajamas. Who are you trying to hook up with? Of course I want to hook up with someone I want to hook up with. Ren Jiaojio threw a coquettish glance at the male team members who were watching outside the dormitory building, and the male team members turned their eyes away. It seems that you can't hook up with them. Lin Miaomiao's lips curled up slightly. Ren Jiaojio stomped her feet. None of them look like men. Is my figure not good? You really thought you were so beautiful, but who knew that people didn't buy it at all? Sheng Ruinan said gloatingly. Not only Lin Miaomiao, Sheng Ruinan has changed a lot in the past 2 months. Her disguise mask was punctured, and she was ostracized by many people. She simply gave up and showed her true face, which made the veterans in the fleet sigh. She is really good at pretending. That's right. Ever since joining the fleet, Sheng Ruinan has been known for her cheerful and generous nature. Her only flaw is her poor judgment in friendships. She's been associated with a narrow-minded and troublemaking Feng Zudi. In the past, whenever Feng Zudi got into trouble, Sheng Ruinan always apologized profusely. Now, after hearing Lin Miaomiao's words, everyone suddenly remembered that those who had clashed with Feng Zudi were all in love with the captain. And while Feng Zudi admired the captain, she had feelings for someone else. An old soldier immediately jumped in and said, it's not that we don't want to look, it's that we don't dare. That's right. If we did, we'd probably end up like you, Sheng Ruinan. Someone chimed in. What do you mean? Sheng Ruinan frowned. She didn't understand what they meant by endangering the same fate as them. Ren Jiaojio was also confused. What are you talking about? I don't understand. Don't worry, just go back to your room and change. Don't let anyone down, someone replied with a playful smile. Lin Miaomiao pondered. It seemed someone had been targeting Ren Jiaojio, asserting their claim. From what everyone was saying, that person was most likely her older brother, Lin Xianhao. Could Ren Jiaojio be her future sister-in-law? Lin Miaomiao turned to examine Ren Jiaojio. She was wearing a sleeveless nightgown that showed off her curvaceous figure and only reached her thighs. She silently nudged her toward the elevator. Hurry up and change. While she wasn't sure if Ren Jiaojio was truly her future sister-in-law, she couldn't let someone else take advantage of her, even if it was just for show. Hey, wait, don't push me. I'm not in a hurry. Why are you? Ren Jiaojio protested unhappily. I'm here to cheer you on. I can't leave until Sheng Ruinan is defeated. No need to bother you, Lin Miaomiao said confidently. She's no match for me. After pushing Ren Jiaojio into the elevator, Lin Miaomiao kindly pressed the door button to close. You're such a flatterer. How can I be no match for you? Even if you're a level 4 mecha pilot, I'm definitely better than you, Shang Ruinan said, her face darkening. Lin Miaomiao headed for the door. She was starving, and she didn't have time to bother with these people looking for trouble. Ignoring the provocative voices behind her, Lin Miaomiao leisurely went to the kitchen to fill her stomach. After eating and drinking, she ran to the maintenance department, wondering what she had to ask. The maintenance department was on the other side of the lake, in the building next to the waiting area. After crossing the long, winding bridge to the maintenance department, she was surprised to find no sign of her eldest brother. Lin Xianhao's life was very regular. Aside from the cafeteria, the dormitory, and the training ground, he spent the rest of his time in the maintenance department, even on holidays. So, was she going back to the dormitory to look for him again? After a long, blank thought, Lin Miaomiao decided to break her habit of rushing in and called Lin Xianhao. After the video call was made, Lin Xianhao, for the first time ever, didn't answer. Instead, he hung up and sent her a text message, "Sister, I'm busy right now and can't answer the phone. If you have anything to say, text me." Lin Miaomiao was shocked. She had never been rejected when she sent a video message to her big brother before, so what was going on now? The spoiled Lin Miaomiao refused to give up. Instead of sending a text message as her big brother had asked, she insisted on dialing the video call again. However, she was hung up again. She continued with a pout. Unable to bear it any longer, Lin Xianhao finally answered the video call. "Little sister, you better have something urgent," Lin Xianhao said with a dark face. Lin Miaomiao didn't answer but asked, "Brother, what's wrong with you that's inconvenient for you to answer the phone? You're not wearing a shirt, are you taking a shower?" "But taking a shower at this time is too weird." Lin Xianhao's face froze, and he answered a little unnaturally, "The weather is too hot. I just exercised and sweated, so I was going to take a shower, but you don't seem to be in the bathroom, nor in your own room." Lin Miaomiao felt something was wrong. Why did the style of this room tend to be feminine? And what about those marks of varying depths on his brother's body? Did he get bruises from a fall? Wait, she seemed quite familiar with the layout of that room. It seemed to be Renjiao's. Chapter 188. Let's climb the wall. Big brother is just entering the family. No, he's basically taking advantage of her. Lin Miaomiao suddenly felt sad. Her younger uncle had only been married for a few months, and big brother was getting married too? "Hey, sister, what's with that expression on your face?" Lin Xianhao shifted uncomfortably. "If you're alright, I'll hang up," and then, the video call was really disconnected. Something wasn't right. Lin Miaomiao didn't dare to interrupt her big brother's fun by sending another video call, so she could only get up and go back to the dormitory. Perhaps it was just her bad luck today. When she reached the octagonal pavilion in the middle of the lake, she unexpectedly ran into Shang Ruinan again. What made her speechless was that Shang Ruinan was with Yi Hongwen. "Captain," Lin Miaomiao greeted with a dull face. As a good member of the Star Century team, she had to be polite when meeting her superiors. As for Shang Ruinan, of course, she ignored him completely. Yi Hongwen stopped in his tracks. "It's your day off today, why didn't you go out with Liu Cao and the others?" "Captain, it's because I didn't sleep well last night," Lin Miaomiao said casually. It's a holiday, it's her freedom to go out or not, but he actually asked her why she didn't go out to play. He's too nosy. As a soldier, you must maintain good work and rest habits, pay attention to it in the future, Yi Hongwen said dryly. Lin Miaomiao frowned. "Captain, it's a holiday today, I want to sleep in, it shouldn't be a big deal, boss, don't be too strict, everyone wants to relax on holiday," Shang Ruinan said hurriedly, "but Miaomiao went to bed so late, she didn't go to play games again." "What does what I do have to do with you?" Lin Miaomiao said expressionlessly. "I'm sorry Miaomiao," Shang Ruinan looked at Yi Hongwen with a face full of grievance. "I just think that the boss has spent so much effort to help you quit playing games, you can't let his good intentions down. Letting him down is not letting you down." He didn't say anything, but you started talking too much. Lin Miaomiao was a little amused. "You are just meddling in other people's business." Shang Ruinan really didn't expect to get such a reply, and felt a little embarrassed. "Boss, look at Miaomiao." "Ruinan, don't talk nonsense," Yi Hongwen said lightly. "Miaomiao will do what she promised, and there is no point in questioning this." Shang Ruinan gritted her teeth. She didn't understand what the captain meant. Lin Miaomiao had a history of being addicted to games. She was just making a reasonable guess, so how could it be considered nonsense? My character is not like someone else's, who fell to pieces in front of his teammates, Lin Miaomiao added slowly. What I promised is absolutely true and reliable. You can ask anyone in the base to see if they believe me or you. Shang Ruinen's face turned pale in an instant. She just wanted to take advantage of Yi Hongwen's presence to win back a game and avenge being ignored in the dormitory just now. Who knew that Lin Miaomiao would turn against her without even giving Yi Hongwen face? At this time, Shang Ruinen felt the feeling of shooting herself in the foot. She was hesitant and did not dare to say many things. Lin Miaomiao curled her lips in boredom. It was also a troublesome thing that the opponent's combat effectiveness was too weak, so she said, if you have something to do, just leave quickly. Don't dawdle here and annoy others. Shang Ruinen. Ruinen, if you have something urgent, just leave first, Yi Hongwen said expressionlessly. Shang Ruinen was surprised. Boss, you won't leave. Well, my business is not urgent, Yi Hongwen said, then turned to look at Lin Miaomiao. Since we meet, I just have something to tell you. What is it? If you want to interfere in my private affairs, then forget it, Lin Miaomiao said impatiently. She told him not to bother others here, but he didn't understand. She finally got a vacation, and she didn't want to make herself angry. Lin Miaomiao, what's your attitude? Shang Ruinen, who was still hesitating to leave, jumped out. Don't forget who you are facing. Shut up, Yi Hongwen said coldly. I have something to talk to her alone. Please leave first. I told you earlier that you like to meddle in other people's business. Lin Miaomiao was in a good mood. Seeing Shang Ruinen's heartbroken look after being scolded by her lover, she could eat an extra bowl of rice tonight. You should also say less. Yi Hongwen gave them both 50 lashes. They were in the same fleet, why couldn't they each take a step back? They were not mortal enemies. I know, Lin Miaomiao responded indifferently. After all, it wasn't her who was provoked every time, so it was normal for her to passively fight back. Shang Ruinen left unwillingly, and the way she kept looking back made Lin Miaomiao want to laugh. Would you like to sit in the pavilion for a while? Yi Hongwen asked. Although he spoke in a negotiating tone, Yi Hongwen had already walked into the pavilion and sat down before she could answer. Lin Miaomiao thought about it and found a place farthest away from him to sit down. Captain, what do you want to talk to me about? Lin Miaomiao regained her expressionless face. Yi Hongwen didn't talk about business first, but asked tentatively, it's been almost 3 months since you joined the fleet. Do you feel used to it? It's okay, although not as comfortable as when you were in school. Lin Miaomiao was a little suspicious. Shouldn't such questions be asked when you first joined the fleet? What about training? Do you find it inconvenient? Yi Hongwen asked again. Lin Miaomiao nodded bluntly. It's indeed inconvenient. The mecha battles are still just so-so. There's no real atmosphere, and the progress isn't very obvious. I don't know when our fleet will have an independent virtual platform. It's coming soon, Yi Hongwen said lightly. A few days ago, Kai, the president's assistant of the Heguan group, contacted us and said that they had built a mecha club next to our base. In order to thank Shen Yu for giving up the land, they are willing to provide us with a virtual platform for free. What? Providing a virtual platform for free? My father is such a spendthrift, Lin Miaomiao thought bitterly, forgetting that she had been thinking about getting a free training ground for the fleet on the Star Network some time ago. Why build a mecha club in such a remote place? If no one comes to train, won't it be a huge loss? Lin Miaomiao said worriedly. You should know why, Yi Hongwen confirmed his suspicions. You have a father who loves you. Lin Miaomiao was pleased. Of course. If my dad doesn't love me, who would I love? By the way, isn't the mecha club those new buildings behind our dormitory wall? Just a few days after moving to the new base, a massive group of mechanical construction workers arrived behind the girls' dormitory. They spent a month and a half erecting several hundred-story buildings. Fortunately, modern construction technology was so advanced that no noise was disturbing. At that time, some female members of the fleet speculated about the purpose of those tall buildings, but Lin Miaomiao didn't pay attention. Yi Hongwen nodded. That's right, that means I have to go around in circles just to get out. How inconvenient, Lin Miaomiao muttered. I'll have to try climbing that wall later. If they can scale such a high rock face, it should be easy. Immediately, Lin Miaomiao put Yi Hongwen aside and set off to climb the wall. Yi Hongwen was helpless. Was it really okay to say in front of his superior that he was going to climb the wall and break the discipline? Chapter 189 Confession of Love. Lin Miaomiao was a very proactive person. She said she was going to climb a wall, and she actually made it to the wall behind the girls' dormitory. The base's wall wasn't equipped with an energy grid, so there was no danger, and the protective shield couldn't be opened. However, it was built very high, nearly 5 meters, making it easy to climb over with a mech or a speeder. Unfortunately, mechas and speeders weren't allowed anywhere else except in the base's training grounds. She looked up at the wall. It seemed smooth, and since she couldn't dig a few holes with a shovel, climbing it definitely wouldn't be as easy as rock climbing. Lin Miaomiao hesitated. Should she climb it or take a detour? This wall is too smooth, so it's better to take a detour. Yi Hongwen's voice boomed from behind her. You told me to take a detour, so I'll take a detour. I'm going to climb the wall. Lin Miaomiao was so busy trying to contradict Yi Hongwen that she didn't notice her outfit wasn't suitable for climbing. She rubbed her paws together and jumped onto the wall. Yi Hongwen frowned as he followed. He hadn't stopped her initially because Lin Miaomiao had been sour around him lately, and he didn't want her to resent him further by stopping her. However, he found the wall difficult to climb without tools, and fearing she might be in danger, he tried to stop her. Unexpectedly, Lin Miaomiao ignored his advice. The smooth wall proved difficult to climb. Lin Miaomiao struggled with her hands and feet for a long time, but she hadn't even reached 2 meters. Her cautious approach made Yi Hongwen laugh. Lin Miaomiao had already begun climbing, so Yi Hongwen didn't dare to disturb her. He could only walk closer to the wall and watch, just in case. He paused, looking up to check her progress, and was stunned. He knew she was dressed beautifully today, wearing a knee-length dress, but he had overlooked that such an outfit wasn't suitable for wall climbing. If she climbed any higher, her beautiful body would be exposed. Averting his eyes in embarrassment, he found someone walking towards him. Yi Hongwen shouted anxiously, Lin Miaomiao, get down here. Do you remember what you were wearing? Lin Miaomiao was startled by the words and reflexively looked down. She saw herself in a skirt, Yi Hongwen standing below, and several people walking in the distance. She was immediately embarrassed and fell down as soon as the strength in her hands loosened. Yi Hongwen, who didn't dare to look around, had no idea that his warning would ruin everything. He was knocked down by the falling Lin Miaomiao. Oh no, the boss is unconscious, go and save him. Someone ran over yelling and reached out to pull Lin Miaomiao away, but was stopped by another person. You Hongbo, don't touch me, let Miaomiao get up by herself. Brother Fan, don't slander me. How could I touch you? I'm just trying to save the boss, Yu Hongbo said innocently. Fan Lei leered at him. Don't try that, kid. Don't think I don't know what you're thinking. Open your eyes and see where the boss got knocked unconscious. The others looked over and saw Yu Hongwen, frowning and giving Yu Hongbo a warning look. Yu Hongbo shrank back behind the others, feeling guilty. Only then did Yu Hongwen withdraw his gaze and ask Lin Miaomiao, why aren't you getting up yet? Are you scared? If I'm not getting up, I need someone to embarrass me. Lin Miaomiao pouted. She had completely humiliated herself today. It wouldn't be long before everyone in the garrison knew she'd climbed a wall in a skirt and fallen. Yi Hongwen was speechless. Are you planning on having everyone here to watch? How could that be possible? Lin Miaomiao denied without hesitation. Then get up quickly, or everyone's coming, Yi Hongwen said. Lin Miaomiao stood up unhappily. It's all your fault. You didn't remind me before I climbed up, and you suddenly told me to scare me when I was almost there. After accusing Yi Hongwen, Lin Miaomiao didn't give Yi Hongwen a chance to correct her mistake and ran away in a rage. Yi Hongwen didn't know whether to laugh or cry. She had forgotten it herself, and yet she could still accuse others of not reminding her earlier. After everyone left, Yi Hongwen could only jump up, pat the dust off his body, and said coldly to his subordinates who were trying to hold back their laughter, you are all too idle, right? Go get the tools and dig a door in this wall. This wall was indeed difficult to climb. In order to prevent someone from taking a shortcut next time, it would be better to open a door here. Boss, why are you opening the door? Yu Hongbo was curious. Yi Hongwen said with a dull face, nothing, just open it when I told you to. Why are you talking so much nonsense? Yu Hongbo burst into tears. He just asked a reason. Why did he talk so much nonsense? Alright, get back to work, Yi Hongwen said, too lazy to say more. He turned and prepared to leave. leaving behind a final sentence, "No robots or mechas allowed." The crowd, who had previously been indifferent, suddenly wailed. They were being told to do it themselves. Wasn't that going to ruin their happy vacation? As Yu Hongwen vented his anger and left, Lin Miaomiao had already rushed back to the dormitory. Having lost face, she decided not to go to dinner tonight, giving herself time to reflect. Unfortunately, she was destined to be restless because Liu Kaoyer and the others had returned. Bang, bang, bang. Liu Kaoyer, who never liked to ring the doorbell, rapped on the door, yelling, "Open the door, open the door." "We're back." Lin Miaomiao flung the door open, then quickly stepped out of the way, letting Liu Kaoyer tumble in. "Hey, what are you doing?" "You're wrestling here," Lin Miaomiao said coldly. "You?" Liu Kaoyer, lying on the ground, pointed at her with a trembling hand. "You must have done this on purpose." In the past, if someone knocked on the door for less than 5 minutes, Lin Miaomiao would never answer. But today, after knocking for less than 30 seconds, no one would believe her if she said it wasn't intentional. "Get up," Fang Licken said, suppressing a smile. "Are you still hoping Miaomiao will have a change of heart and help you?" Liu Kaoyer wiped her tears and climbed to her feet, but was then pushed away. Zhang Xingyan walked in with 99 white chrysanthemums in his arms. Lin Miaomiao suddenly had a bad feeling. "Dear Miaomiao, in my heart, you are these pure white and beautiful chrysanthemums, the ones that have swept me away in an ocean of love," Zhang Xingyan said passionately. "I hope you can accept my admiration and become the brightest light bulb in my life," Lin Miaomiao said with a dull face. "Zhang Xingyan, what are you talking about?" "Of course it's a confession of love," Zhang Xingyan said with a simple smile. "Well, Miaomiao, are you moved by me?" "Yes, I am," Lin Miaomiao gritted her teeth. Liu Kaoyer and the others felt that something was wrong and silently took a step back. Unfortunately, Zhang Xingyan didn't notice. He said happily, "I knew it would move you. Yes, so get out of here right away, or you'll be turned into a pig's head." Lin Miaomiao pointed at the door and said coldly. Zhang Xingyan was stunned. "Why?" Lin Miaomiao sneered. "Don't you know who chrysanthemums are given to? For someone you like." Zhang Xingyan was very sure. "I've checked its flower language and it's true love." "The flower language is correct." Lin Miaomiao did not deny it. "But don't you know it's used to commemorate the dead?" Zhang Xingyan was stunned for a moment, and blurted out, "Jin Yuan, you framed me." If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 190 The Funny Guy Sent by the Monkey. Chrysanthemum's confession failed, and Zhang Xingyan walked away in a daze, holding the 99 white chrysanthemums he brought with him. Yu Zixin was a little worried. "Will he be okay?" "It's okay," Zhu Chen said calmly. "He's just pretending like this for Miaomiao to see. He'll be back to normal once he gets in the elevator." If Zhang Xingyan were here, he would probably burst into tears. He didn't know whether it was a blessing or a curse to have such a brother who understood him. Lin Miaomiao instantly threw away her guilt. "You are still pretending at this time. Are you deliberately teasing me?" Yu Zixin hurriedly changed the subject. "I heard that you ran to climb the wall just now and fell. How did you know that?" Lin Miaomiao made a bitter face. The speed of gossip spreads so fast nowadays. Everyone knew it in less than half an hour. "We have to thank the boss for this," Liu Kaoyer said gloatingly. "If it weren't for him, how could everyone get the news so quickly?" "What do you mean?" Lin Miaomiao asked. "Don't keep me in suspense." "I won't tell you," Liu Kaoyer said arrogantly, "because you bullied me just now." "She doesn't want to say it, so I will say it," Fang Licken said. "The boss asked someone to open a door where you climb the wall. It is said that they are not allowed to call robots for help, and they are not allowed to use mechas. Now those people are still using shovels, iron bars, electric drills and other things to demolish the wall," Yu Zixin said with a smile. "Miaomiao, do you know what the funniest thing is? They said you were cheating on your wife, and the boss asked them to open a door to prevent you from cheating all the time." Lin Miaomiao was embarrassed. What did cheating mean? She was just too lazy to take a detour and wanted to see if there was a shortcut. "Licken, Zixin, you two are really something," Liu Kaoyer said coquettishly. "Miaomiao is your friend, and you actually help her." "I can't help it." Yu Zixin spread his hands. "I'm just curious, why did Miaomiao cheat on her?" Well, this reason was very strong, and Liu Kaier couldn't refute it, because she wanted to know too. Liu Kaier took out a microphone-shaped lollipop and held it in front of Lin Miaomiao. Lin Miaomiao blinked. "Thank you, but I don't like candy. You think too much?" Liu Kaier cruelly broke her fantasy. "This is my favorite, I didn't intend to give it to you." Lin Miaomiao frowned, pushed the lollipop away, and said unhappily, "What do you mean by holding it in front of me? Aren't we going to interview you, so we have to have a microphone?" Liu Kaier answered seriously. Lin Miaomiao gritted her teeth. "Go away. Take your stinky lollipop with you." Feng Licken hurriedly came up and pushed Liu Kaier aside. "Miaomiao, don't argue with Kaier. She was stimulated today." "Stimulated?" Lin Miaomiao looked Liu Kaier up and down for a long time. "It doesn't look like it." Liu Kaier nodded quickly. "How could I be stimulated? Don't listen to her nonsense." "Miaomiao, you'd better tell me about the wall climbing." Licken is exaggerating. "Isn't it just that someone said Kaier looks like a monkey?" All was jumping up and down. Yu Zixin said disapprovingly. "Kaier is thick-skinned and won't care." "I'm not talking about you. Of course you won't care." Liu Kaier was so angry that her face turned red and her neck was thick. "He said I looked like a monkey, but I think he looks like a chimpanzee." Lin Miaomiao's mouth curled slightly. "I don't know whether that man looks like a chimpanzee, but I think Kaier, you really are similar to a monkey jumping up and down." "Miaomiao." Liu Kaier's eyes widened. "You actually said that to me too. Can we still be good friends?" "Break up." "I want to break up with you." "Oh, then break up," Lin Miaomiao said slowly. "I originally wanted to tell you a good news." "What good news?" Liu Kaier and Yu Zixin asked in unison. Feng Licken reminded gently. "Kaier, didn't you say you wanted to break up with Miaomiao?" "That's not important." Liu Kaier waved her hand. "As long as the news she said is really good, then I will forgive her." Lin Miaomiao rolled her eyes violently. "Then should I thank God for his grace?" Liu Kaier said seriously. "No need. Just behave well, you are so shameless." "Let me measure how many feet you are." Lin Miaomiao rushed towards Liu Kaier. "Get out of the way. Don't touch me." Liu Kaier couldn't help laughing while dodging. After a burst of laughter, Lin Miaomiao finally got down to business. "There's a new mecha club outside the wall." "Really?" Liu Kaier was excited. "Then can we go there to practice our weight-bearing capacity?" "No." "Miaomiao, how do you know that's the mecha club?" Zhu Chen was puzzled. "When we passed by today, we didn't see any sign." Yu Zixin was convinced. Miaomiao said it must be there. "Our flying car was flying so high, maybe we didn't notice it, so there was no sign yet?" Lin Miaomiao was a little surprised, but it must be true, and Yi Hongwen had no reason to lie to her. "I don't know if there is a sign, but it shouldn't be wrong," Lin Miaomiao said. "The captain said so." Liu Kaier's eyes widened. "The captain said so? Did you have a falling out with him?" "Don't talk nonsense." Feng Licken covered her mouth with her hand. "Ouch!" Liu Kaier hurriedly reached out to rip Feng Licken's hands away, but she was holding them too tightly, and it took several tugs before she finally pulled them off. Liu Kaier gasped for breath. "Feng Licken, you're trying to murder me." "Covering my mouth is fine, but why did you cover my nose?" Feng Licken said innocently. "It was a mistake, absolutely a mistake." "Who would believe you?" Liu Kaier said angrily. "Alright, are you guys going to listen or not? If not, go back now." Lin Miaomiao's face darkened. Were these people just some idiots sent by monkeys? "Of course I'll listen," Yu Zixin stated decisively. "We are not in the same group with those two. Just leave them alone." Lin Miaomiao thought for a moment and continued. "The Mecha Club is run by my dad. Because that piece of land originally belonged to our fleet, my dad decided to provide a virtual platform for the fleet for free." "Wow, that's great," Liu Kaier cheered. "No matter how much we train in mecha combat, we won't make much progress." "We don't have to worry about it in the future," Zhu Chen said thoughtfully. "So you climb the wall just to go out and take a look?" "Why do you have to climb the wall? Can't you just go out through the gate?" Yu Zixin found it difficult to understand. Liu Kaier said with a smile. "Do you even need to ask? Miaomiao is lazy and wants to take a shortcut." Yu Zixin suddenly realized. "But, isn't climbing the wall more difficult?" Lin Miaomiao was speechless. "Can't we not mention climbing the wall?" Feng Licken said sympathetically. "Let's stop with the wall climbing thing. What's the point of bringing it up in front of Miaomiao? Don't you think the most important thing now is to curry favor with Miaomiao and ask her to get us some free membership cards? That's true, Liu Kaoyer and the others said. Miaomiao, we're good friends for life. Your dad is my dad. Don't forget me when you get any benefits. Lin Miaomiao grinned and said, who are you? I don't even know you. Chapter 191. Please call me Lin Tuhao. Although they were forbidden from using mechas or asking for robots' help, the punished individuals were still very efficient in opening a 2-meter-high door before dinner began, even though the door was an odd shape with who knows how many sides it had. In the cafeteria, Lin Miaomiao ate her meal sporadically. She wasn't hungry yet, but she didn't really want to eat. Ever since she'd gone on strike, Shen Yu's food had returned to its previous standard, not delicious, but not terrible either. Ever since Miaomiao stopped running the kitchen, I've been eating 2 fewer bowls of rice every day, Yu Zixin sighed as he ate. Lin Miaomiao said casually, that's a good thing. The fleet can save a lot of money on food. Liu Yifei, who came over with the food, said with a bitter face, although our fleet is poor, we don't mind a little extra food money. Miaomiao, when are you going back to the kitchen? No, I work hard to cook for everyone and then get scolded. I'd be stupid to go back to the kitchen, Lin Miaomiao pouted. Miaomiao, don't be like this. There are still many people on your side. How about this? Liu Yifei suggested, whoever makes you unhappy, then don't give them food. Besides, you don't have to cook every day. Just make 1 or 2 dishes occasionally for everyone to have a snack. Liu Kaoyer's eyes lit up. Miaomiao, this is not bad. Just agree to it. Lin Miaomiao thought about it and said seriously, is it okay not to give the captain food? Of course it doesn't matter, Liu Yifei said smoothly. When he realized what he had agreed to, he suddenly froze. Wait, what did you say? Not to give the boss food? How is that possible? The food expenses are allocated from the fleet's account and have to be reviewed by the captain. If he doesn't eat and is satisfied, how can he sign to agree to increase the food expenses? No, then forget it, Lin Miaomiao said indifferently. Miaomiao, you're so whimsical, Liu Kaoyer said in surprise, then smiled brightly, but it's a good idea. Who told him not to stand up for you last time? I support you too, Feng Licken said perversely. As a good friend, of course I support Miaomiao unconditionally, but as a foodie, I strongly urge Miaomiao to add another meal, Yu Zixin said rather depressedly. Today we said we were going to have a nice meal, but who knew that the Lin family restaurant branch in Shaoxing was so popular that there was a long line. In the end, of course, they didn't have that meal, so they had to go to another restaurant, but the taste was only slightly better than what Ada and the others made. Lin Miaomiao was a little surprised. I heard that the branch here is doing good business, but it's not that exaggerated, right? That's because several fleets are on holiday today, Liu Yifei explained. The other fleets have several times more people than us. With 1 day off a month, everyone has to make up for it. Wait, why do they have 1 day off a month, and we have 1 day off every 3 months? Yu Zixin felt it was very unfair. Isn't it because you are still new recruits and need more training? Liu Yifei said with a straight face. In order to accompany you, we veterans didn't take any holiday. Just for this, Miaomiao should reward us with a nice meal. Liu Yifei, stop flattering yourself, Luo Chang at the next table sneered. I wonder who is the one who strongly requested a vacation last time? If it weren't for the captain's insistence, no one would be willing to take a 3-month holiday. Don't make it sound like you're happy with it. Liu Yifei, who was exposed, was embarrassed and angry, and left with his plate. Lin Miaomiao. After dinner, Liu Kaoyer suggested going to the Mecha Club. The entrance is already there, it would be a waste not to go. Yu Zixin agreed, let's check out the location first and see when we can go train. Feng Licken and Zhu Chen didn't say anything, but their expressions showed their agreement. Lin Miaomiao readily agreed, okay, let's check out the location first. The polygonal door had been replaced with an iron door. Although it didn't fit perfectly, it was open, and an intelligent robot was guarding it. As Lin Miaomiao and the others approached, the robot's electronic eyes flashed and reminded them, please return before midnight. Will it close at midnight? Liu Kaoyer asked curiously. The robot replied, yes, so the fleet has access control. Liu Kaoyer marveled. I always thought robots guarded the gates 24 hours a day, idiot, Yu Zixin said. You thought robots didn't need to charge. Let's go. You're not afraid of being laughed at by standing at the door arguing, Lin Miaomiao urged. Once outside, they could use their flying cars. Lin Miaomiao habitually took out hers, and Feng Licken climbed in first without hesitation. As soon as Liu Kaoyer got in, she yelled, "Turn on the air conditioning. It's scorching hot in this car." Lin Miaomiao frowned. "It's only a 2-minute ride, why do we need to turn on the AC? It's gotta be on for 2 minutes. It's so hot in this car with so many people. What if we get heatstroke?" Liu Kaoyer said confidently. At this point, Lin Miaomiao could only fumble for the air conditioner remote. The Mecha Club wasn't far from the base. If it weren't for the scorching heat, and Lin Miaomiao didn't want to sweat, the walk wouldn't have taken long. As Zhu Chen had said, the Mecha Club didn't have a sign, so if one hadn't known about it beforehand, no one would have guessed what it was for. The club consisted of 6 tall buildings, with a main building in the center and the other 5 surrounding it, with a main entrance also facing the center. Surprisingly, even after 6 o'clock, the main building's doors were still open. Dozens of large freight vehicles were parked in the open space outside, and a dozen people were busy moving equipment using space buttons. "Is the sign not up because the training equipment isn't installed yet?" Feng Licken asked thoughtfully. Liu Kaoyer, however, felt something was amiss. Wouldn't it be better to put up a sign sooner to spread the word? Otherwise, few people will even know we've opened a Mecha Club here. Lin Miaomiao said nothing. She had already spotted Kai, who was supervising the work, and walked over. "Uncle Kai," Lin Miaomiao called out. "Miaomiao, why are you here?" Kai's serious face was full of surprise. "Aren't you guys on holiday today? Why didn't you go out to play? The weather is hot and I don't want to run around." Lin Miaomiao evaded the question casually, and then asked about the club. "Why didn't Dad tell me that he was going to open a Mecha Club here, and why didn't he put up a sign and do some publicity?" Kai said seriously. "The president wanted to give you a surprise after everything is done. As for the sign, the Heguang Mecha Club has a branch in Shaoyin Star. This is a gift from the president to you, Miaomiao. So the name should be chosen by you as the owner, given to me." Lin Miaomiao opened her mouth wide. She seemed to see the envious and jealous look in her brother's eyes when he knew it. "Yes." Kai's face turned a little strange. "The president said to make a dowry for you." Lin Yuhei's original words were, "That girl has been led astray by her eldest brother. It's better for her to get married off early." Puchy. Liu Kaoyer couldn't help laughing. "Miaomiao, Uncle Lin is planning to marry you off early, but you're a real rich woman now. Don't give me such an ugly nickname." Lin Miaomiao said with a wooden face, "Please call me Lin Tuhao." Chapter 192 Chengguang Mecha Club. The equipment for the Mecha Club is almost ready, and the staff is all in place. The only thing left is to choose a name and hang a sign. Kai originally planned to inform Lin Miaomiao once the club was up and running, and then let her choose a name. Now that she knows, the name can be chosen in advance. "But I'm not very good at picking names," Lin Miaomiao said with some distress. "Just look at the name of the Lin Family Star Hotel." "It's okay," Kai said calmly. "Just pick one randomly, or ask your friends to help think of one." Lin Miaomiao looked at Liu Kaoyer and the others. Liu Kaoyer was very enthusiastic and rushed to say, "Call it the universe's #1 Mecha Club." "How vulgar," Yu Zixin commented. Liu Kaoyer complained, "A more down-to-earth name would be more down-to-earth. Besides, I don't believe you can come up with anything elegant." "Who said we can't?" Yu Zixin boasted. "I've already thought of it. It's called the Flying Mecha Club." "That's even more vulgar," Liu Kaoyer said without hesitation. "I saw a scrap recycling station with the same name last time." "A scrap recycling station needs a name?" Lin Miaomiao was shocked. "You don't even know that?" Liu Kaoyer was even more shocked than she was. "Scrap recycling is very profitable. Many people want to open one. With so much competition, it's essential to have a catchy name." Lin Miaomiao learned her lesson. Although scrap recycling is still profitable in the 21st century, most people collect it on tricycles or electric bikes. There are rarely fixed stores, and there's no need for a loud sign because the collectors just come to them. Naming a scrap recycling station Flying Mecha Club is a bit ridiculous. "Can it fly into space to collect waste?" Yu Zixin said, unconvinced. Liu Kaoyer rolled her eyes at him and said, "I just want to choose a name with good meaning." "I say," Feng Licken said helplessly, "are you guys off topic? Aren't you guys naming Miaomiao's club? Why are you discussing whether the name of the scrap collection station is reasonable?" Lin Miaomiao sighed. "Licken, It seems that we can only rely on you and Zuchen for the naming. Katir and Zixin's naming ability is simply unbearable to look at, not to mention their ability to go off topic, which is really first class. If we rely on them, the club will not open. Liu Katir protested, Miaomiao, you're going too far. I'm helping you think of a name so seriously, but you're only looking at Lincoln and Zuchen? Lin Miaomiao said with a wooden face. You and Zixin should continue to discuss the scrap collection station over there. Liu Katir and you Zixin, kicking away the two people who were going off topic. Lin Miaomiao pulled Feng Lincoln and Zuchen to start discussing. I think the name of the club doesn't have to be too earth-shattering, as long as it sounds nice. Feng Lincoln thought for a while and suggested, actually, Miaomiao, your father's Heguang Mecha Club is a good choice. Otherwise, you can get one from the same series, such as Aurora, Weiguang, or something like that. This is good, Zuchen also agreed, but the first character must be meaningful. Our fleet is called Xianyu, and this club is next to the base. Why not call it Shengguang, the sinking light? The meaning of this name is too unlucky. Liu Katir immediately voted against it. Yu Zixin also said, Shengguang is bad. This is a mecha club, not a fleet. You can't use a name like that. Lin Miaomiao nodded in agreement. While the name was impressive, it was unsuitable for a mecha club. It looked unpleasant, and there would be no customers. If this name was used, it would probably only be people from the Shenyu fleet. Once Shenyu grew stronger and had all the necessary equipment, the club would be closed down. What are you thinking? Zuchen said, feeling both amused and helpless. Of course I know that. The Chen I'm talking about is the Chen of the stars, not the Chen of the Shenyu fleet. Light of the stars, isn't that good? Everyone fell silent after hearing this. After a moment, Yu Zixin said, if that's the case, why don't you be more clear? You'll be damned if you don't keep us in suspense. Lin Miaomiao said, okay, then let's call it Shengguang. Picking a name is such a hassle. Kai, who had been watching from the sidelines, pretending he didn't exist, finally spoke up. Are you sure it's called Shengguang? Sure, Lin Miaomiao said, her mind set. As long as the name had a good meaning and sounded pleasant, it would be fine. She couldn't think of anything earth-shattering. Okay, then we'll put up the sign tomorrow, and Shengguang will open in a few days. Miss, please come and preside over the opening ceremony, Kai said. I'll preside over it. Lin Miaomiao was stunned. Why don't Uncle Kai preside? I don't know how to preside over an opening ceremony. The Lin family restaurant had opened quietly, without any ceremony. Later, as it expanded, they simply changed the sign and didn't have to relocate. She hadn't had time to visit branches on various planets, so Lin Miaomiao had no experience hosting an opening ceremony. Miss, you're the owner. If you're here, you'll naturally have to preside over it yourself, Kai said seriously. The opening ceremony is simple. I'll explain the procedures to you. With that being said, Lin Miaomiao had no choice but to agree, figuring she'd have to take the day off. With the name settled, Kai took Lin Miaomiao and the others on a tour of the buildings. Besides the central office building, the outer buildings housed the physical training area, the mental training area, the gravity training area, the mecha combat area, and the mecha area. The first few floors were training areas, but the mecha area at the back was different. Floors 1 through 10 were mecha repair areas, and starting on the 11th floor was the mecha supermarket, featuring a wide variety of Wako-made mechas. With enough credit points, you could instantly take home the mecha you wanted. Everyone had a quick look at the training area, but when they arrived at the mecha supermarket, their eyes lit up, even the most reserved Zuchen. Wow, they have everything from the Wako DY series. This must be the latest model. Yu Zixin drooled at an attack mech. I wish I had one like that. Buy. Young master Yu, aren't you afraid of not being able to afford it? Liu Kaoyu urged. Where do I get all those credit points? Yu Zixin muttered unhappily. My dad says I change mechas too often. He won't buy me a new one until I advance. Don't be so ungrateful. Some people can't even afford a new mech after they advance, Feng Lincoln complained. Lin Miaomiao was puzzled. Why don't you buy expandable mechas? Would they be better? Given the family conditions of the people present, they could certainly afford expandable mechas. Miaomiao. Are you really stupid or are you just pretending to be stupid? Yu Zixin said disdainfully. Expandable mechas cost more than 10 times the price of ordinary mechas. With our family conditions, we can buy one or two, but with so many brothers and sisters, How are we going to divide them up? That's right. We don't have a billionaire dad like you, who even gives such a lavish dowry, Liu Kaoyer said with a smile. Miaomiao, you'd better find someone to marry quickly. Don't let Uncle Lin down. I don't even have a boyfriend yet. Why would I marry someone? Lin Miaomiao said angrily. Liu Kaoyer laughed. It's okay. I'll introduce you to my brother. He's a handsome, elegant interstellar man. He's sure to love his wife. Actually, my brother is not bad either. You've met him. Miaomiao, would you consider him? Yu Zixin said playfully. Lin Miaomiao said with a dull expression, I remember you were just trying to speak up for Zhang Xingyan. Well, didn't Uncle Kai say they sell growable mechas here? Why don't we go take a look? Liu Kaoyer's expression immediately changed, and she said seriously, even if you can't afford it, it's nice to take a look first. Yu Zixin agreed. Kaoyer is right. Chapter 193 Your big brother was picked up, right? The opening ceremony of the Chengguang Mecha Club was scheduled for September 9th, symbolizing her long-lasting existence. With only a few days until closing, Lin Miaomiao decided to take leave in advance to avoid having her last-minute request rejected. Ask for leave? Liu Yifei asked in surprise. Didn't we have a holiday the past 2 days? Once you join the fleet, you can't just ask for leave casually. I know, but I have something important to do. Lin Miaomiao hesitated for a while and decided to say it. The Mecha Club outside the base was given to me by my father. Uncle Kai asked me to preside over the opening ceremony in a few days. Liu Yifei was shocked. Miaomiao, your value has increased so fast. I can save decades of hard work by marrying you. Luo Cheng, who was eavesdropping, came over. Miaomiao, your family really doesn't want to live in son-in-law. No need. I'm not interested in pretty boys, Lin Miaomiao said with a paralyzed face. Don't say these useless things. Can I ask for a day off on the 9th? Liu Yifei was about to agree, but Luo Cheng poked him. Liu Yifei's face changed immediately, and he laughed and said, although you have something important to do, it's not easy for me to make the decision. Why don't you ask the boss? Lin Miaomiao said unhappily. You did it on purpose. Everyone says that leave should be asked from you. Why can't I? Liu Yifei rolled his eyes and said seriously, I can only approve sick leave, bereavement leave, and the like. Things like personal leave and wedding leave require approval from the boss. Really? Lin Miaomiao was skeptical. Liu Yifei was so cunning that no one could tell whether he was telling the truth. If she really had to ask Yu Hongwen for leave, she didn't want to ask. She could just tell Uncle Kai she couldn't get leave and let him handle it for her. After contacting Kai, Lin Miaomiao explained her inability to get leave, but Kai refused to believe her. He believed the virtual platform shared with Shen Yu after the club opened meant she wouldn't be denied leave. How about I contact Captain Yi and get leave for you? Kai said. Lin Miaomiao was stunned. She hadn't even asked Yu Hongwen for leave. If Kai helped her, she would be completely exposed. She could already foresee the criticism she would receive. No, I can handle my own affairs myself. Why bother Uncle Kai? I'll try again, Lin Miaomiao said seriously. Kai said with relief, Miaomiao has grown up. Then you go and try again, and come to me if it doesn't work. Lin Miaomiao blushed a little at the praise, and could only nod her head in agreement. After moving to the new base, the physical and mental training equipment has been completed, and there are still more according to the number of people, so everyone doesn't have to go running in the hot sun. Lin Miaomiao didn't care that today's training was not completed. After explaining to Liu Yifei, she walked towards the captain's office. However, when she arrived at the office, she found that no one was there. She hadn't paid attention to Yu Hongwen's whereabouts recently. Apart from the captain's office, Lin Miaomiao really didn't know where to find him, so she stretched out her claws to the communicator. If it weren't for the fleet's regulations that prohibit leave requests through video, she would definitely not go this way in vain. But now that she can't find anyone, she can use this as an excuse to ask for leave through video. And save face-to-face contact with Yi Hongwen. After dialing the video call several times, the other party didn't answer. Lin Miaomiao's temper gradually got worse. If the other party didn't answer the video call, she wouldn't ask for leave. Fortunately, Yi Hongwen seemed to know the limit of her patience and finally answered the video call. What's the matter? Yi Hongwen asked. Lin Miaomiao said with a dark face, Captain, what are you busy with? Why are you answering the phone so late? I worked up a sweat and just took a shower, Yi Hongwen said with a smile. Could it be that you want to take a tour? Lin Miaomiao was confused. Why did she feel like she was being teased? When did icebergs learn this trick? Captain, please be serious, Lin Miaomiao said with pretended calmness. I'm here to ask for leave from you. Ask for leave? Yi Hongwen raised his eyebrows. I remember you just took leave 2 days ago? Yes, but I have something to do on the 9th. The Mecha Club is opening, and I have to preside over the opening ceremony, Lin Miaomiao said with a dull face. This was the second time she had to explain this today. Do you need to preside over the opening ceremony? Yi Hongwen questioned. Your dad's secretary should be more experienced than you. There was something else Yi Hongwen couldn't understand. He remembered that all of Lin Miaomiao's father's businesses were registered under the name Heguang, so why was it called Chengguang this time? Lin Miaomiao said proudly. Uncle Kai insisted. He said the club is mine, and since I'm nearby, I have to preside over the opening ceremony. Yi Hongwen was truly shocked. He'd heard Lin Xianhao say that his father loved his daughter, but he hadn't expected such love. Opening a mecha club next to the fleet because his daughter complained about the poor training conditions wasn't an exaggeration, but directly registering the club in her name was truly a big deal. As far as he knew, Lin Xianhao's monthly allowance was only 20,000 credit points, an astronomical sum for an average family, but compared to his sister's treatment, it was a world of difference. Your eldest brother was actually adopted, Yi Hongwen couldn't help but wonder. Lin Miaomiao's eyes widened. What nonsense are you talking about? You're the one who got picked up, Yi Hongwen's eyes flashed. This girl was getting bolder and bolder. For the past 2 months, she hadn't said a single kind word to him. Although he knew it was all her own fault, he still felt a little annoyed. He knew he was wrong, but why did women change their minds so quickly, turning the pages of a book and then not coming back to them, leaving him with no chance to salvage things? Thinking back to the news he'd received yesterday, Yi Hongwen felt a little irritated. He couldn't wait to see if Lin Miaomiao would calm down. If he didn't do something to mend things, he was afraid he'd never get another chance. Yi Hongwen smiled bitterly. He'd taken things for granted, assuming she was right there, no need to rush. He'd treated her as he saw fit, even putting her in a difficult position for the sake of peaceful coexistence among the fleet members. I can agree to your leave, Yi Hongwen said, but you'll have to submit a written request. Give it to me later. A written request? Lin Miaomiao was frustrated. It was just a request for leave, why was it so complicated? Yi Hongwen nodded calmly. Only by meeting more often can there be a chance to cultivate feelings. This is what he found out in his search on Baidu. When will you come to the office? Lin Miaomiao asked helplessly. If he came now, she could wait here and save herself from having to run over again later. After lunch, Yi Hongwen said, I will work directly in the dormitory this morning. If you can't wait, you can come directly. No, Lin Miaomiao rejected without a second thought. The dormitory is a private space. If it were in the past, she would definitely be happy to go and see it, but now, forget it. Yi Hongwen was a little disappointed, but he hid it perfectly. Then give it to me in the afternoon, Lin Miaomiao nodded. That's the only way. I'll hang up first. After saying that, Lin Miaomiao hung up the video call very straightforwardly. She had had many video calls with Yi Hongwen, and he always hung up first, but today she was the first to do so. I have to say, it felt really good. Chapter 194 If you don't want to be disfigured, shut up. Despite the hassle, Lin Miaomiao's request for leave was successfully approved. September 9th arrived in a flash. Lin Miaomiao woke up early and retrieved the small wardrobe in her space button. The clothes inside were all purchased by her second aunt. She hadn't worn them much yet, so she decided to find something festive to wear to the opening ceremony. After rummaging around for a while, Lin Miaomiao found a bright red, puffy, short-sleeve dress that reached her ankles. She added a pair of 5-inch stiletto-heeled white sandals and styled her hair into a cute princess bun. Of course, Lin Miaomiao didn't know how to style her hair like a princess, but thankfully, her versatile little girl had it done in less than 10 minutes. Afterward, she looked in the corner mirror and thought narcissistically, she actually looks like a goddess when she dresses up. Miss Miaomiao, the little girl suddenly said, I think you need earrings and a jade bracelet. Wearing jewelry in the fleet wasn't easy, aside from the space button. The constant bumps and bruises of training could easily damage it, so Lin Miaomiao had forgotten she needed to accessorize with her outfit. After being reminded by Lolly, Lin Miaomiao hurriedly pulled out an exquisite wooden box from a small wardrobe drawer. This was where she kept her jewelry. She'd owned a lot of jewelry before, but rarely wore it. When she found the box, she was almost blinded by the sheer brilliance. Not to mention the lovely gold and silver pieces, the jade bracelets and pendants were all incredibly valuable. She chose a beautiful little silver crown, slanting it on her head, a pair of small silver earrings, and a silver bracelet. Lin Miaomiao finally completed her look. Lolly was puzzled. "Miss Miaomiao, why aren't you wearing the blood jade bracelet? We have to be low-key." Lin Miaomiao replied seriously, though she wasn't going to be low-key today. The thought of owning a valuable mecha club soon brightened her mood, and she decided to treat the club staff and her colleagues in the fleet to a meal today. Of course, she was busy today and didn't have time to cook a feast herself, so she simply called the manager of the Lin Family Star Hotel's Shaoxing branch and asked him to prepare a generous portion and deliver it before 11:30 p.m. It was 10 minutes before 9, and Lin Miaomiao called Lolly to go out. If they dawdled any longer, they would be late. Lin Miaomiao dialed Lin Xianhao's video while walking. After all, he was her big brother, and he had to go to the opening ceremony to give her courage. "Little sister, are you going out?" Lin Xianhao asked lazily. Lin Miaomiao nodded, and after seeing that her big brother's background board was still in the dormitory, she urged, "Why haven't you come out yet? Hurry up, what if you are late? You are the host and can't be late." "I am just a foil. It doesn't matter if I am late." Lin Xianhao didn't care. Lin Miaomiao pouted and threatened, "No, you can't be late. Come out quickly. If you are late, I will send a video to my dad in the evening and tell him that you forget your sister for the sake of beauty and don't love me anymore after you have a girlfriend." "Oh my god, Lin Miaomiao, you are so cruel." The laziness on Lin Xianhao's face disappeared, and he got up in a hurry to change clothes. It was already 8:57 when they arrived at the Chengguang Mecha Club. The large signboards in the center of the office building had long been covered with red cloth, from which hung a red rope as thick as 2 fingers. In front of the office building's main entrance, several female employees in pink dresses stood, pulling a long red cloth with a large pink double happiness symbol stuck in the center. Lin Miaomiao couldn't help but frown. It turned out that Uncle Kai was a bit unreliable. This wasn't a wedding, so how could the double happiness symbol be used? "Miaomiao, you're finally here," Kai said seriously, stepping forward. "I thought you were late." Although this mecha club wasn't under Lin's father's name, he had invited many of his partners from Shaoxing Star. Although the CEOs wouldn't show up in person, they had sent representatives to show their support. It would be embarrassing for Lin Miaomiao to be late. How could that be? "I didn't leave early because I was so close," Lin Miaomiao said with a blank expression. Her eyes fell on the guests standing not far from the main entrance, and she was puzzled. "Uncle Kai, who are they?" "Oh, those are representatives sent by the president's partners. They've come specially for our opening ceremony," Kai explained. Lin Miaomiao was a little worried. She hadn't realized they had invited guests to the ceremony today, and she hadn't prepared any food for them. She wasn't sure if there would be enough to eat. "Miss, the ceremony should begin," Kai reminded her. "I see." Lin Miaomiao nodded absent-mindedly. "Big brother is too much?" "He said he'd be here right away, and he still hadn't arrived." Festive music began, and Kai began his opening speech. Lin Miaomiao was obsessed with Lin Xianhao's absence and didn't pay attention to what he said until Kai told her it was time to cut the ribbon. Lin Miaomiao followed him to the large red ribbon. An employee handed her a pair of small, palm-sized scissors on a tray. Lin Miaomiao frowned. "Don't you have bigger scissors? With palm-sized scissors, how long would it take to cut through the thick red ribbon?" Kai said helplessly, "I forgot to ask them to buy some scissors. This one's an employee's nail clipper, so I'll just have to make do with it." Such irresponsible words, coming from the strict Kai, completely floored Lin Miaomiao. Lin Miaomiao grimaced, cutting the ribbon from the middle of the double happiness ribbon. The scissors were too small, and after a long while, she didn't cut much, and her hands were a bit sore from the rubbing. Just then, a group of people in military training uniforms suddenly ran up from the distance. The steady clatter of their footsteps couldn't drown out the festive music. Lin Miaomiao looked up and saw that the one running in front was none other than her long-praised big brother, followed closely by Liu Yifei, several team leaders, and all the members of the Shenyu fleet. As they approached, they all stopped and shouted in a resounding voice, Congratulations on the grand opening of the Changguang Mecha Club, and may the prosperity flow in. Kai bowed solemnly and thanked him. Thank you all for your well wishes. Lin Miaomiao felt a little embarrassed. Why did this opening ceremony feel a bit unorthodox? Was it always like this in the interstellar era? After the blessing, the team members could not maintain their formation and scattered according to their personal preferences. Lin Miaomiao then discovered that there was an unexpected person at the end of the team. Why is he here too? Lin Miaomiao muttered softly. With Yi Hongwen's personality, he definitely doesn't like to join in such a commotion. Soon, Lin Miaomiao no longer had the mind to think about these trivial matters, because several of her bad friends had come over to mock her. Miaomiao, you don't have to be so stingy. It will take you an hour to cut the ribbon with such small scissors, Liu Kaoyer exclaimed in surprise. Yuzix then interjected, it takes an hour to cut the ribbon with this broken pair of scissors. Miaomiao, how about I buy you a big pair on Star Internet? You can get it in half an hour. Lin Miaomiao was already angry because of the cutting, and when she heard this, she pointed the small scissors at Yuzixen sinisterly. If you don't want to be disfigured, shut up. No, don't be impulsive. Yuzixen raised his hands in surrender. Isn't my brother trying to liven up the atmosphere for you? Chapter 195 The Chaotic Opening Ceremony. Threat, Yuzixen shut up, aggrieved. Lin Miaomiao continued to struggle with the red cloth with her small pair of scissors, but she was secretly debating whether to ask Kai to buy a pair of larger scissors. She didn't want to spend an hour and a half cutting the ribbon. As she was pondering this, a pair of enormous scissors suddenly appeared before her eyes. They were several times larger than the ones she was holding, and Lin Miaomiao's eyes suddenly lit up. Use these. They'll be faster, Yi Hongwen whispered. Hearing the familiar voice, Lin Miaomiao felt a little annoyed. Captain, you're such a bully. You didn't lend me the large scissors sooner. I was just looking at them and seeing the joke. Yi Hongwen was speechless. I just had number 7 bring them over. Lin Miaomiao was stunned for a moment, then silently shut up and took the scissors. With a new pair of scissors, she became much more comfortable with the process. It didn't take long for her to cut the red cloth, and the audience watching the ceremony burst into applause. Okay, the ribbon cutting is complete. The next step is unveiling the sign, Koi whispered. With the experience just now, Lin Miaomiao felt a shadow in her heart, and asked in a low voice, no trouble will come this time, right? How is it possible? Kai said seriously, am I so unreliable in Miaomiao's eyes? Well, if he is too unreliable, he can't be the assistant to the president of a large group. Lin Miaomiao comforted himself and followed Kai's instructions to pull the red rope that was as thick as 2 fingers. However, the red cloth covering the sign was not uncovered. Lin Miaomiao was anxious. Why is it so troublesome to open a business? She pulled hard with her hand, and then the red rope broke. Uncle Kai, Lin Miaomiao raised the rope with a wooden face. Is this your impossible? This, Kai was also dumbfounded. Miaomiao, it seems that your club is shy and doesn't want to open today. Liu Kaoyer couldn't help laughing. Yuzixen also agreed. Yeah, otherwise, let's find another good day to open the store. Go away, you two never say a word. Lin Miaomiao glared at them fiercely. If you say nonsense again, I will beat you up. Ouch, I'm so scared, Yuzixen shouted meanly. You can't do that to me, Miaomiao. I'm yours in life and death. As long as you like, you can beat me up, Liu Kaoyer said with a heroic look on her face. Zhang Xingyan was unhappy. Counter, I should be the one saying that. Lin Miaomiao frowned, wondering if someone would help her throw these embarrassing things away. Zixen, counter, be quiet. Zhu Chen couldn't stand it anymore. What if you make Miaomiao angry and she doesn't treat you to dinner? Liu Kaoyer and Yuzixen looked at each other. Oh my god, why did you forget this? The bad friends quieted down, but Lin Miaomiao was still very upset. The red rope was torn, so how could she put up the sign? Use Aoksu, Yi Hongwen couldn't help but remind her. Why did he feel that this girl had become dull, just staring blankly at it? Could it be that she wanted to take down the big red cloth? Hey, why did I forget about Aoksu? Lin Miaomiao muttered softly. We can all fly now, so peeling off a piece of cloth is no big deal. As soon as she said it, Lin Miaomiao immediately found an open space and released Aoksu. As for the person who reminded her, sorry, she didn't notice. With Aoksu, unveiling the sign is a matter of minutes. Lin Miaomiao thought proudly, directing Aoksu to handsomely peel off the red cloth. Then, The red cloth was peeled off, and the word Chen was also peeled off. Lin Miaomiao. Everyone. Aoksu, Lin Miaomiao roared in exasperation. I told you to remove the red cloth, not the characters. Aoksu, aggrieved. Master Miaomiao, you didn't say to remove the red cloth. Lin Miaomiao was speechless. She had forgotten that Aoksu was merely an intelligent being and didn't understand that removing the sign only required peeling back the red cloth. In other words, she had given the wrong order, leading to such a blunder. Miaomiao, come down first. I'll have the robots fix it, Kai called from below. Aoksu, go down, Lin Miaomiao commanded weakly. Be careful with the sign. Don't damage it, understood, Aoksu replied. After handing the Chen character to the repair robot, Lin Miaomiao asked Kai with a sullen voice, is there anything else I need to do? No, Kai said sternly. You can show your companions around. The sign had been torn down. The most important thing now was to repair it. He didn't need to proceed with the other procedures, so Kai let her go. Lin Miaomiao breathed a sigh of relief and said to the people from the Shenyu fleet, then let's go for a tour. Glancing at her eldest brother, Lin Xianhao, she found him following Ren Jiao, paying no attention to her at all. Lin Miaomiao was unhappy. No wonder her eldest brother didn't come out to help her when she encountered a problem just now. Humph, if you won't help, then I'll complain to Dad when I get back. After taking the group on a tour of the physical training building, Liu Kaoyer said, Miaomiao, these training equipment are not very interesting. Why don't you take us to visit the gravity training area and the mecha supermarket? The others agreed. They had seen training equipment before, so they might as well see the complete gravity training area and mechas. Lin Miaomiao thought about it and thought it made sense, so she took them to the gravity training area first. The gravity training at the club is very finely divided, with each floor having a different gravity level. For example, the first floor has a double gravity room, the second floor has quadruple gravity, and the levels above are 6, 8, and so on, Lin Miaomiao explained conscientiously. That way, training can be gradual and prevent sudden increases in gravity from damaging the body. The Shenyu fleet's gravity room had been increased to 20 times, but it was still not as comprehensive as this one. Everyone joked about wanting to practice here in the future, and Lin Miaomiao graciously agreed. Aside from the different gravity levels, there wasn't much else to see in the gravity room, so everyone moved on to the mecha area. No one had much interest in the armor repair area, but Lin Xianhao was quite satisfied with a complete range of mecha parts. I'll come here for a stroll when I have time. Once inside the mecha supermarket, everyone dispersed, each looking for models and types of mechas they were interested in. The first few floors were mostly filled with low-level mechas, just one or two, which was fine for a casual glance. But when they reached the level 3 and 4 mecha areas, everyone was dazzled by the sheer variety. After touring the growable mecha on the rooftop, everyone's hearts were pounding. Miaomiao, you're so rich, Bai Jin said with sparkling eyes. Please support me. Please cling to me, go away, Liu Kaoyer said in a vehement voice. If Miaomiao wants to support someone, it's me. You have no right to be supported, Zhang Xingyan approached. Why would Miaomiao support you? She's definitely supporting me, Lin Miaomiao said with a deadpan expression. I don't support gigolos. Amidst the laughter and jokes, another person appeared, courting disaster. Lin Miaomiao, Lin Xianhao can't be your biological brother, Sheng Ruinan chuckled. What nonsense are you talking about, woman? Yu Zixin jumped out. How could brother Xianhao not be Miaomiao's biological brother? Sheng Ruinan curled her lips. The facts are in front of us. Her father opened a mecha club for her, but Lin Xianhao has no chance of getting one. That's because Miaomiao is favored. Liu Kaoyer made a face at her. Unlike you, even your name is Ruinan, and you can tell you're not favored. I don't believe it, Sheng Ruinan gritted her teeth. They are siblings. No matter how favored they are, the difference can't be that big, Yu Zixin smiled. How can it be impossible? There are too many boys in the Lin family. Miaomiao, as the only girl, is the treasure of the Lin family. But in your family, I'm afraid the situation is just the opposite. Sheng Ruinan was speechless. The fact was indeed as Yu Zixin said. She had 3 older sisters and 2 younger sisters, but only 1 younger brother. From childhood to adulthood, no matter what was delicious or fun, they had to give way to their younger brother. Chapter 196 Hello Sister-in-law. After visiting the mecha supermarket, the fleet prepared to go back, but Liu Kaoyer held on to Lin Miaomiao and refused to let go. "Kaoyer, I'm not going back yet," Lin Miaomiao said helplessly. "I didn't ask you to go back," Liu Kaoyer said. "I just wanted to ask, today is the grand opening day of your club, and everyone is here to show their support, so shouldn't you show some appreciation?" Yu Zixin encouraged him from the side. "Kaoyer, what are you worried about? Miaomiao won't be so ignorant." Lin Miaomiao didn't know whether to laugh or cry. If it were usual, she would definitely have argued with the two of them, but she was busy now and had no intention of doing so, so she said directly, "If you keep talking nonsense, you won't have a share of the delicious food sent by the Lin family's Interstellar Hotel at noon." "Great, we finally have a snack," Liu Kaoyer and others cheered. "Let's go back to the base and wait." "Oh, by the way," Lin Miaomiao suddenly thought of something, "the club just opened today, and people in the fleet can get a 50% discount on membership cards. Those in need can go to the general service desk to apply for it." "Wow, Miaomiao is so generous," Bai Jin jumped for joy. "I'll go and get it right away." For the people of the Shenyu fleet, if the extra meal was something to celebrate, then the 50% off membership card was something worth celebrating. After all, the facilities in the Chengguang Mecha Club were much better than those at the base, at least for now. With the exception of Liu Kaoyer and a few others, everyone in the Shenyu fleet headed for the first floor of the office building. Ren Jiaojiao wanted to join them, but was stopped by Lin Xianhao. "Let go of me," Ren Jiaojiao glared at him unhappily. "I'm going to apply for a membership card." Lin Xianhao smiled roguely. "You don't have to. I'll let Miaomiao give you a lifetime free membership card later." Ren Jiaojiao was confused. "This is not good. Miaomiao will lose money." "What loss?" Lin Xianhao said with a serious face. "You are her future sister-in-law. Why should a family care about so many things?" Ren Jiaojiao's face turned red instantly. "What nonsense are you talking about? When did I agree to marry you? Don't ruin my market. It doesn't matter if you didn't agree to marry my brother, as long as my brother agrees to marry you," Lin Miaomiao said faintly. "Hello, sister-in-law. Do you think I got a red envelope for changing your name?" "Miaomiao, you are really outrageous. You have become a local tycoon, and you still have the nerve to ask your sister-in-law for a red envelope for changing your name," Lin Xianhao condemned. "You should give a meeting gift." Lin Miaomiao frowned. Is her brother so happy that he has gone crazy? The meeting gift should be given by the elders. Never mind. As a good sister of New Star, although this is in line with the rules, she will give this as a meeting gift to make her brother proud. Lin Miaomiao took out a few 3-color membership cards from the space button and handed one to Ren Jiaojiao. "A meeting gift." Ren Jiaojiao blushed so much that blood was about to drip out, but she still reached out to take it. "Thank you, Miaomiao. Where's mine?" Liu Kaoyer rushed over. "What do you mean by yours?" Lin Miaomiao pretended to be stupid. "This is a meeting gift for my sister-in-law." "Do you want to be my sister-in-law too?" Liu Kaoyer was dissatisfied. "Don't you already have a sister-in-law?" "But I still have many single brothers," Lin Miaomiao said casually. "For example, Lin Jingtao. What do you think? Do you want to consider it?" "No, Teacher Lin, I can't afford it," Liu Kaoyer said with a bitter face. Lin Miaomiao's lips curled slightly. "Then there's no share for you." Then, ignoring her, Lin Miaomiao pulled out 2 more cards and handed them to Yu Zixin and Zhu Chen. "These are yours. They're your early engagement gifts." "How do you know that?" Yu Zixin was surprised. It seemed like the news of their engagement hadn't even gotten out yet. Lin Miaomiao said proudly. "Who am I?" "I'm the all-knowing Lin Miaomiao, Uncle Lin told me," Zhu Chen said calmly. "I handed the engagement matters over to my dad. Uncle Lin and my dad have such a good relationship, he must have heard about it in advance." Lin Miaomiao remained silent, taking it as tacit agreement. "Licken, this is yours." Lin Miaomiao handed over another tricolor membership card. "I'm your best friend. You can't do this to me," Liu Kaoyer said anxiously. "Hey, that's not right. Why didn't Zhu Chen and Yu Zixin tell us about their engagement? Are they still just friends?" Poor Liu Kaoyer was confused by these two things. "Miaomiao," Zhang Xingyan came closer. "I am willing to marry you." Lin Miaomiao frowned. This guy really opened his mouth whenever he got a chance. She couldn't bear to refuse him, but it was a pity that she really didn't have any feelings beyond friendship for Zhang Xingyan. Perhaps seeing her embarrassment, Lin Xianhao pulled up Zhang Xingyan's collar. "You kid, you actually dared to set your sights on my sister. Come with me to the mecha battle zone to practice." "Brother, Don't be impulsive, Zhang Xingyan called out pitifully. Lin Xianhao was not only an excellent armorer, he was also a 4th-level mecha master. It would only take him a few minutes to deal with Zhang Xingyan. Tisk, I'm not your big brother, don't call me so affectionately. Lin Xianhao dragged Zhang Xingyan away with a stern face. Poor Xingyan, Yu Zixin smiled brightly, which was the best performance of saying one thing and thinking another. It's quite pitiful to have such heartless friends like you. Ren Jiaojiao expressed genuine sympathy. I just hope Xianhao goes easy on him, Zhu Chen said seriously. Xingyan's pretty resistant, he won't be hurt. Lin Miaomiao suddenly blurted out, my brother rarely gets this impulsive. Could he be in a bad mood today? Could it be what? Liu Kaoyer inquired curiously, leaving her words half-finished and annoying. Feng Lican interjected nonchalantly, could it be that he's upset that Uncle Lin gave his time to Miaomiao? No, Yu Zixin denied without hesitation. Brother Xianhao wouldn't care about that. Miaomiao, don't speculate. Lin Miaomiao, of course, trusted Lin Xianhao's character. It wasn't that she doubted a brother, but rather that she wasn't sure what Ren Jiaojiao was thinking. Lin Xianhao had already publicly acknowledged Ren Jiaojiao's identity. Lin men were known for their loyalty. Once they'd made up their minds, it was difficult to change them unless the other person was unhappy. Just like her mother, who had passed away for so many years, but her father refused to look for another one under the pretext that a good woman was hard to find. Lin Miaomiao found that he would still stare blankly at her mother's videos and photos. If the future sister-in-law was not happy to see the Lin family doting on her too much, then she had to let her brother know and find a way to reconcile as soon as possible to prevent the harmonious family from becoming unstable. Lin Miaomiao was unwilling to reject the love her family showed her. How could Ren Jiaojiao not understand the deep meaning of Lin Miaomiao's words? Without Lin Xianhao around, her shyness was thrown away. She rolled her eyes and said disdainfully, Lin Miaomiao, can you stop beating around the bush? If you're afraid that I care, just say it directly. Lin Miaomiao was embarrassed. Her brother was also an old fox. He might even say something in a roundabout way. Why did he choose a partner who was so straightforward and a little willful? If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 197 The Real Meeting Gift. Lin Miaomiao was not the kind of person who liked to beat around the bush, and Ren Jiaojiao's personality was more to her liking, so she asked directly, what do you think about the fact that my dad opened a mecha club for me but my brother was not included? It has nothing to do with me, Ren Jiaojiao said simply. Lin Miaomiao opened her eyes wide, how can it not matter? You are my future sister-in-law, don't you think my brother is at a disadvantage? I'm not your future sister-in-law yet, Ren Jiaojiao said fiercely, your brother hasn't proposed to me yet, and you want to marry me for life with just a few words? No way. Besides, the elders' things can be given to whoever they want, there's no point in being jealous. The most important thing is, I also have a father who loves me, there's no need to be jealous of you. Lin Miaomiao was dissatisfied, you have slept with my brother, how can you say such irresponsible words? Don't forget you have accepted the meeting gift. Ren Jiaojiao raised the 3-color card and glared, you want me to promise to spend my life with this broken card? I can only give it back to you. Having said that, Ren Jiaojiao held the 3-color card and did not let go. Xianhao said that his sister was a local tycoon, and he must not be soft-handed when blackmailing. Jiaojiao, you really don't want it? Liu Kaoyer said with starry eyes, how about giving me your card? I don't mind picking up what you don't want. Kaoyer, can you be a little more promising? Lin Miaomiao said unhappily, and stretched out his hand to hand her the prepared 3-color card. Take it, this is yours. Liu Kaoyer took it without hesitation, and put it directly into the space button as if afraid that she would regret it, and then hugged her friend. Miaomiao, I love you the most. Give me a kiss, take away your octopus mouth. Lin Miaomiao hurriedly pushed Liu Kaoyer away. I don't have this hobby, Liu Kaoyer said with a smile. This is a very pure kiss of thanks. Are you sure you really don't accept it? Lin Miaomiao nodded. I'm sure I really don't accept it. Okay then, Liu Kaoyer said with some regret. After making sure she wouldn't be ambushed, Lin Miaomiao turned to Ren Jiaojiao and said, since you think the 3-color card is too light, How about I give you a more substantial gift? Ren Jiao was a bit spoiled, but she wasn't a bad person. The most important thing was that Big Brother liked her very much, so she had to help Big Brother keep this person. That depends on what you give me, Ren Jiao said with pretended arrogance. Ordinary things are not something I would consider. Lin Miaomiao raised the corner of her mouth slightly, turned her head and shouted to the staff not far away, Xiao Shan, ask your manager to bring the glass from the safe over here. Okay, Gu Xiao Shan responded and went to the office area to find the manager. Ren Jiao was stunned. The safe at the Mecha supermarket could only contain mechas, and not just any mecha. Are you serious? Of course, Lin Miaomiao declared, never playing games. Once you accept the Liuli, you'll be part of our Lin family. It all depends on whether you dare to accept it. Prodded by her, Ren Jiao blurted out her promise. Why wouldn't I dare? I wasn't raised to be scared. As soon as she said that, she regretted her decision. Although she was with Lin Xianhao, she hadn't considered marriage. After all, she was still young and didn't want to be tied down so soon. Lin Xianhao had suggested it before, but she had refused. Seeing her free and easy life about to end, Ren Jiao couldn't help but wonder if the Lin siblings were setting her up. However, Ren Jiao had no chance to regret it, as Wei Junayan, the manager of the Mecha supermarket, had already delivered the liuli. Mr. Lin, this is the liuli you requested, Wei Junayan said respectfully. Lin Miaomiao took the space button containing liuli from Wei Junayan. Alright, go do your thing. Just send me liuli's bill, and I'll check out later. Okay, Wei Junayan said, leaving without further ado. Lin Miaomiao immediately released liuli, a light blue, crystal clear, expandable mecha. Its body was simply outlined with a few pale red bud flowers, yet it looked remarkably elegant. Liuli's appearance drew gasps of admiration from the crowd, and Ren Jiao, Liu Kaier, and Feng Liqin were particularly stunned. How is it? Lin Miaomiao looked at Ren Jiao with pride. She couldn't believe her future sister-in-law would refuse such a beautiful mecha. She'd been mesmerized the first time she saw liuli. If her aoks weren't equally beautiful and elegant, she'd have been tempted to switch mechas. Ren Jiao was torn. She knew she still had a chance to refuse, but she couldn't. Who could refuse such an elegant and graceful liuli? After a long struggle, Ren Jiao finally made a decision. Her love for Lin Xianhao was undeniable. Her refusal to agree was simply due to her girlish reserve and a reluctance to lose her freedom too soon. But in front of liuli, these were nothing. Liuli, I'll accept it, Ren Jiao said domineeringly. You can't go back on your word. Of course I won't, Lin Miaomiao said, speechless. How could she possibly regret it after giving the gift? But I have to say, this isn't a gift from me to you. It's from my mother to my daughter-in-law. Ren Jiao was stunned. She knew her boyfriend's mother had passed away long ago, so it was normal for someone to give a gift on his behalf. But the person giving it seemed a little off. Miaomiao, Liu Kaier looked at Lin Miaomiao worriedly, and Feng Liqin also silently approached. Lin Miaomiao smiled slightly. Don't worry, I'm fine. My brother has said since he was a child that he wants to be an excellent armorer, and my mother thinks her future daughter-in-law will definitely be a mecha master, so she said that she would give her daughter-in-law a beautiful mecha as a wedding gift, and the name of it would be liuli. Liu Kaier opened her mouth wide. Could this mecha be? No, I found it when I was counting the mechas in the safe a few days ago. At that time, I thought that the name liuli was very suitable. Lin Miaomiao looked at Ren Jiao with a smile. What do you think, sister-in-law? Generally speaking, mechas are not named before they have an owner. There are very few mechas that are given away with a name like Lin Miaomiao. Ren Jiao nodded. You have good taste. From now on, this mecha will always be called liuli. Lin Miaomiao nodded with satisfaction. You are now a 4th level mecha master, but liuli is still level 0. I deliberately didn't find an armorer to upgrade you. From now on, your mecha upgrade will be left to your brother. Okay, I'll let him help me later, Ren Jiao said without any hesitation. As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Xianhao strode over, followed by a bruised Zhang Zingyan. Lin Xianhao seemed in a good mood after beating someone up, and before he could figure out what was going on, he asked, how can I help you? Zhang Zingyan, with a bruised face, had already rushed to Liuli's side. Wow, what a beautiful mecha. Who wants to buy one? Kaier or Zixin, How could I possibly buy something with a girly design like this? Yu Zixin denied. Liu Kaoyer sighed exaggeratedly. I do want to buy it, but unfortunately I can't afford it. Why? Zhang Xingyuan drooled as he touched the mecha. Look at these graceful lines, this elegant and charming exterior. I can't help but want to buy it. Xingyuan, are you stupid or blind? Yu Zixin glared at him with disapproval. Didn't you see the growable sign in the center of the mecha bay? Zhang Xingyuan's hand froze, and he instantly moved 3 meters away from Liu Li. A growable mecha? With his current net worth, he couldn't afford it even if he sold it. Chapter 198 Gravity Test. A few days after the opening of the Chengguang Mecha Club, the members of the Shenaiyu fleet were resting after completing their physical training when Liu Yifei stepped forward, signaling that he had something to say. As everyone knows, our fleet's gravity chambers are insufficient. The captain has been trying to find a solution, but unfortunately, they're prohibitively expensive, and our fleet is still in its developmental stages, so we can't fully equip everyone all at once. Liu Yifei felt somewhat dejected at this point. The captain and vice captain bore unshirkable responsibility for failing to meet the team's training needs, and so did the team leaders themselves. Brother Liu, are you jealous? Bai Jin said, breaking his self-blame. Everyone knows the fleet's situation and understands it. And now with Miaomiao's 50% off membership card, we have a place to train. Lin Miaomiao also stepped forward. As a member of the fleet, I'm willing to contribute my own strength. How about this? We have 1 hour of gravity training every day. From now on, we can train in Chengguang's gravity room for that hour. Wow, Miaomiao is so generous. There are over 200 people in our fleet. 1 hour per person per day? That's a huge loss, Liu Kaoyer muttered softly. Yu Zixin was about to nod in agreement, but then he felt something was wrong. Was he overlooking something? Feng Liken said coldly, 90% of our fleet has annual memberships there, so they can train any time. The other 10% are either technical personnel or people like Sheng Runan, who she doesn't get along with, so this decision, while seemingly generous, would definitely not harm her interests much and could even annoy some people who disliked her. It had to be said that this was a very clever calculation. Regardless of Lin Miaomiao's motives, her words were met with constant praise, including Liu Yifei's approval. So, starting tomorrow, we'll gather at the Chengguang Gravity Zone after 2 hours of morning physical training, Liu Yifei said sternly. Given the imperfections in our previous gravity training, I'll give everyone a test tomorrow to see how well they can handle gravity. After the training session, Liu Kaoyer and Yu Zixin surrounded Lin Miaomiao, praising her profusely. Liu Kaoyer said, Miaomiao, you're so smart and amazing. Even though you didn't suffer much loss, we're also grateful. Yu Zixin praised, Miaomiao, you have the potential to be a profiteer. It's a shame you've joined the army. You should go home and inherit your father's business. That's enough, you too. Lin Miaomiao was furious. Was this a compliment or an insult? Seeing the situation was getting worse, the two friends ran off laughing. After the next day's physical training, everyone lined up and ran to the Chengguang Mecha Club. Passing by the oddly shaped door, Fanlei sighed, I should have made it look better. It's so embarrassing for outsiders to see it like this. No problem, Liu Yifei chuckled. I'll tell them that our team, Team Fan, built it ourselves. Still full of childishness, Fanlei's face darkened. Why don't you just go and die? Arriving at the gravity zone, the staff let them in without asking for their membership cards. This was something Lin Miaomiao had arranged in advance. Each floor of the gravity chamber had 2 doors. One could take the elevator directly to the desired floor, or use the emergency ladders on either side. Liu Yifei wanted to test everyone's gravity today, so he started in the double gravity zone on the first floor, entering through door 1, exiting through door 2, and then heading up. All the team members made it through the 12 times gravity zone and below with ease. By the 14 times gravity zone, someone couldn't hold on any longer and was crushed to the ground upon entering. Those who can leave can continue, and those who can't should adapt here. If you feel you've reached your limit, return to the fleet, Liu Yifei said, reaching for a pen and paper from the space button and jotting down the list of team members remaining on this level. When they reached the 16-fold gravity zone, Lin Miaomiao also lay down, trying to adjust her breathing and begin to adjust to the gravity. When Lin Miaomiao felt better and glanced around, she realized that most of the team members who had entered the ship with her were on this level, with Liu Kaoyer not far behind her. Liu Kaoyer looked pale, So Lin Miaomiao slowly moved over and asked, Kair, are you okay? Can you hold on? Liu Kair took a deep breath. Not bad. I should be able to stay for another 10 minutes. Where are they? Lin Miaomiao knew she was asking about Xu Zixin and the others, so she said, Zhengayan and Zixin are in our area. I didn't see Zhu Chen, so he must have moved to the next level. Zhu Chen is the only one who's stronger among us, Liu Kair sighed. Lin Miaomiao didn't care, we are already good. Haven't you seen people from other military academies who are worse than us? That's what you say, but you still have to keep working hard. Liu Kair pretended to be serious. You can't let your guard down because of pride. Lin Miaomiao was embarrassed. She just wanted to comfort her friend, but she was scolded instead. She didn't mean to be proud at all. Forget it. Lin Miaomiao decided not to argue with Liu Kair. She was now covered in sweat and felt sticky and uncomfortable. I can't stand it anymore and want to go out. What about you? Are you going to keep going? Then you go out first. I can still hold on for a while, Liu Kair said. But your physical fitness is about the same as mine. Why can't you hold on today? Lin Miaomiao blinked and didn't know how to answer. Actually, I just feel a little uncomfortable, Liu Kair asked. Where do you feel uncomfortable? Why didn't you tell me earlier? If you feel uncomfortable, ask Liu Yifei for a day off. Well, Lin Miaomiao felt her face getting hot. It's nothing, just a little stomachache. Are you having your period? Liu Kair exclaimed. The people around them cast surprised glances at them. The women understood, but most of the men were puzzled. What did it mean? They didn't understand. Lin Miaomiao's face flushed crimson. Kair, can't you keep your voice down? Liu Kair was speechless when she didn't deny it. I saw you down 2 bottles of ice water yesterday. You just came today, Lin Miaomiao said confidently. You know my dates are never accurate. Even thousands of years later, women still had to endure the monthly torture. Even though Lin Miaomiao was in great shape, she still felt uncomfortable if she drank too much ice water. And the hot weather made it impossible for her to control her appetite. Even if it's not accurate, it's your fault, Liu Kair complained, but still worriedly. In that case, let's go back quickly. I'll stay with you, I knew you were the best, Kair. Lin Miaomiao praised generously. Let's go, stop flattering me, Liu Kair said disdainfully. You can always change who you call the best. The two turned and trudged back. When they passed Zhang Xingyan, he immediately abandoned his plans to go forward and turned back to leave with him. Miaomiao, you don't look very good, your face is so pale that it's a bit scary. Are you feeling unwell? Zhang Xingyan kept chattering behind her. If you feel unwell, I'll take you to see a doctor later. He kept talking, regardless of whether Lin Miaomiao paid attention or not. Zhang Xingyan was very devoted to his talk, and he didn't care about the 16 times gravity. Lin Miaomiao was feeling uncomfortable, and she was annoyed by his nagging, so she shouted, "Shut up. If you have so much energy, go and exercise, don't follow us." Xingyan, you should exercise again, Liu Kair also advised. Miaomiao didn't need a grown man to accompany her when she was feeling unwell at this time. Zhang Xingyan, who didn't understand what was going on, burst into tears. Was he being despised and abandoned to the dust? Chapter 199 I'm in a bad mood. After leaving Changguang, the two flew directly to the base in a flying car. Zhang Xingyan wanted to follow him stubbornly, but Liu Kair forced him to go back to training with a few words. Lin Miaomiao curled up in the soft back seat and didn't want to move. She cursed God in her heart. Why is it that in such an advanced era, being a woman is still so miserable? Can't they research some more effective medicine for this? Although most of these problems are her own fault, Lin Miaomiao doesn't think she has done anything wrong. It's just that the weather is too hot and she likes to stay cool. When they arrived at the polygon door, the two had to get off the flying car. Although it was not far from the dormitory, Lin Miaomiao still didn't want to move. She just squatted on the ground and was in a daze. Miaomiao, let me help you go back, Liu Kair advised. It's not a good idea to squat here. It's so hot, but I really don't want to move. Just let me squat for a while, Lin Miaomiao said with tears in her eyes. I feel worse now than before, Liu Kair frowned. Did you drink ice water this morning? It wasn't so serious before. No. Lin Miaomiao's eyes were a little hesitant. Tell the truth, Liu Kair said with a stern face. Your face is almost written with the word guilty. I really didn't drink it, Lin Miaomiao pretended to be calm and said, I just drank a bottle of herbal tea. Liu Kaoyu understood, the 1-liter kind of herbal tea. It's so annoying, how can Kaoyu know her so well? Lin Miaomiao couldn't refute and could only acquiesce. Go ahead and do it, Liu Kaoyu grumbled unhappily. Let's see what you can do now. I can't carry you. If I had known, I would have asked Zhang Xingyan to come back with me. Liu Kaoyu looked around for a moment, hoping to catch a passing male team member, but no one showed up. Your brother didn't go to the club today, right? Give him a video call and ask him to come over as a porter, Liu Kaoyu said, growing impatient. Okay, Lin Miaomiao reluctantly dialed her brother's video call. Lin Xianhao was busy repairing the mecha. Although he was an armorer, his daily work still focused on repairing mechas. Without even looking up, he asked, Miaomiao, is there something wrong? Yi Hongwen, watching from the side, noticed something was wrong with her expression. Are you feeling unwell? What? Miaomiao is sick. Lin Xianhao looked up suddenly. His handsome face was now grimy, but he didn't care. Where are you? At the gate to Chengguang, Lin Xianhao was still asking nonsense when Yi Hongwen had already left. Hey, where are you going? Your mech is almost done, Lin Xianhao called out. Yi Hongwen, without even turning, said, fix it quickly. I'll take her to the infirmary, Lin Xianhao glared. This was supposed to be his job as the eldest brother, but before he could even finish his words, Yi Hongwen had already vanished from the repair room. Well, Miaomiao, wait a minute. The boss is already on his way to your place, Lin Xianhao reassured his sister. I have things to do. I'll see you once I finish repairing the Black Lotus. Lin Miaomiao was upset. Fixing the mech is more important than your sister. You know I don't like seeing him right now. As a man with a thick skin, Lin Xianhao didn't understand his sister's dilemma. He simply assumed she was still holding a grudge and smiled. Well, we're all in the same fleet, so it's inevitable we'll run into each other. Since you don't like him anymore, just treat it as just a normal teammate helping each other. With that, Lin Xianhao hung up, angering Lin Miaomiao so much that her stomach ached even more. Turning around, she was about to complain to Liu Kaoyu about her brother, but she saw that she was holding her stomach and laughing wildly. Lin Miaomiao was so angry that her eyes turned black. If her brother didn't understand, it was understandable. But as a best friend, she knew the truth and was still gloating. It was simply unforgivable. Not knowing where she got the strength from, Lin Miaomiao stood up and walked towards the dormitory despite the pain. Hey, Miaomiao, don't worry. The boss is coming. It won't kill you to ask him to help. Liu Kaoyu hurried over to support her. In fact, Liu Kaoyu agreed with what Lin Xianhao said. They were all in the same fleet and would see each other every day. If she acted calmly, everyone would think that the matter was over. But if she frowned and glared every time she met, wouldn't it be obvious that there was a problem? Lin Miaomiao actually understood these principles, but she had no choice. It was okay if they didn't meet, but once they did, she couldn't help but show her displeasure. That's why she tried every means to avoid meeting Yi Hongwen. The first 2 months had been fine, with only a few days of running into him. But recently, Yi Hongwen had appeared before her several times a day. She'd never seen him this often before, even when she was chasing him. What a freak. Lin Miaomiao thought angrily, and then the ghost appeared. Aren't you feeling unwell? Why aren't you waiting right here? Yi Hongwen frowned. I'll take you to the infirmary. With that, Yi Hongwen stepped forward to pick Lin Miaomiao up. Lin Miaomiao instinctively dodged, refusing. Don't bother. I'm just feeling down. There's no need to go to the infirmary. Yi Hongwen stared at the dense beads of sweat on her forehead and said, You're lying. Do you want a mirror to see how pale your face is and how much sweat is on your forehead? I'm just hot, Lin Miaomiao replied calmly. Just go back to the dorm and drink some ice water and you'll be fine. What? You're in so much pain and you still want ice water? Can you be a little less snarky? Liu Kaoyu roared, completely shattering her lies. Lin Miaomiao's calm expression faltered. As her best friend, should he have helped her cover up her lies? Why did he expose her lies instead? What a terrible teammate. At this moment, Lin Miaomiao suddenly remembered her best friend from the 21st century, Duan Xiaorong. If she were here, she would definitely be a perfect match for Liu Kaoyu. Amidst her wandering thoughts, Lin Miaomiao was caught off guard by Yi Hongwen's embrace. Alright, if you're sick, you have to go to the infirmary, Lin Miaomiao was startled back to her senses. No, I can't go to the infirmary. Put me down. The infirmary was filled with male doctors, and going there with menstrual cramps would be embarrassing. Don't be so willful, Yi Hongwen said coldly. Lin Miaomiao retorted unhappily, you can't do this or that. Why? Don't forget, you're just my superior. You have no right to meddle in my personal affairs. Struggling and twisting, Lin Miaomiao automatically refused to go to the infirmary. As for the reason, it was impossible to explain. Yi Hongwen didn't get a reasonable reason, but insisted on sending her to the infirmary, and the two of them were deadlocked. Liu Cao had seen enough of the joke and said slowly, Boss, send Miaomiao back to the dormitory to rest. She just has a little heat stroke. Fortunately, it's not serious. She will be fine after going back to rest. Is it really just heat stroke? Yi Hongwen hesitated. Because of the hot weather, the fleet distributed pills for treating mild heat stroke to each team member, so that everyone doesn't have to go to the infirmary often. It's really heat stroke, Lin Miaomiao said hurriedly. She didn't have the energy to argue with him. As long as Yi Hongwen didn't insist on sending her to the infirmary, it would be fine. Because of Lin Miaomiao's strong opposition, coupled with Liu Cao's support, Yi Hongwen finally chose to believe the answer of mild heat stroke and sent Lin Miaomiao back to the dormitory. As soon as she entered the dormitory, Lin Miaomiao struggled to get up and said to Yi Hongwen with a wooden face, Thank you for your help, Captain. This is the girls' dormitory. Please leave early, Captain. After that, she reached out and pushed him out of the door, then closed and locked the door neatly. The whole set of actions was done in one go. Chapter 200, The Jealous Woman is the Ugliest. Because Liu Cao believed that Lin Miaomiao had very poor self-control, she informed Ran Jiaojiao of Lin Miaomiao's condition. Then Lin Xianhao naturally learned of his sister's condition and went to explain it to Lolly in person. So for the next few days, Lin Miaomiao's stomach ache was gone, but she was still in dire straits. It was hot, so she turned down the air conditioner. Lolly grabbed the remote control and turned it down to 30 degrees. She was thirsty and wanted to drink some ice water, but Lolly took the bottle away. Lolly, whose housekeeper are you? Why do you always listen to your brother? Lin Miaomiao couldn't help but complain. Lolly said cutely, Of course I am Master Miaomiao's housekeeper. If the master is not obedient, Miaomiao has to correct your mistakes. Lin Miaomiao, well, the robot also knows how to consider the master's health. She couldn't say that Lolly did something wrong. After finally getting through those few days, Lin Miaomiao finally had some ice water to drink again. However, she didn't know what her elder brother had said to Lolita, but her ice water was now limited. In the end, Lin Miaomiao had to drink outside, away from Lolita. How could I have such a miserable master? Lin Miaomiao lamented, drinking ice water in the pavilion by the lake. She was then pushed into the lake. The moment she fell into the water, Lin Miaomiao couldn't figure out what had happened. Who was so foolish as to use such a trick that only ancient ancestors could master? Did they know that lakes now have protective measures? If you fell in, you'd only need to drink a few sips before a security robot would come to your rescue. After struggling in the water for a while, with no sign of a security robot, Lin Miaomiao suddenly had a foreboding feeling. She glared at Sheng Ruinan, who was still standing in the pavilion, and asked, What did you do? I didn't do anything. Don't you know that security robots need maintenance every once in a while? Sheng Ruinan said with a smug smile. But they're maintained in shifts, and there are always robots patrolling the lake. Lin Miaomiao sneered. Sheng Ruinan, you dare use such a lowly method in the fleet? You really don't know how to spell death? Sheng Ruinan's face changed. What's it to me? If you get into trouble, it's just bad luck, but if I don't, you'll be charged with murdering a team member. Did you learn enough about what happened to Liu Chainer? Lin Miaomiao was speechless. I'm not as stupid as her. I wouldn't attack you in front of everyone. Don't compare me to her, Sheng Ruinan said disdainfully. Then, she suddenly realized something was wrong. Why haven't you sunk yet? Lin Miaomiao said sarcastically. Don't you know I can swim? Sheng Ruinan was foolish enough to talk nonsense with her after falling into the water. What other explanation could there be besides swimming? I won't let you get ashore, Sheng Ruinan said anxiously. She didn't want to be kicked out of the fleet like Liu Chainer. Her family would not let her go. It's not up to you. Yi Hongwen's voice suddenly emerged from behind her. Sheng Ruinan turned around in horror. Hongwen, why are you here? Aren't you in a meeting? When she turned around, Shang Ruinan felt terrible. Not only Yi Hongwen, but also Liu Yifei and Luo Cheng, several team leaders, were here. Yi Hongwen didn't bother to pay attention to her. He just looked at Lin Miaomiao in the lake and said, "Haven't you had enough fun? If you have, come up quickly." "I didn't play, she didn't let me go up," Lin Miaomiao said innocently. "I'm just afraid that she will step on me when I get ashore." "Miaomiao wants to swim, right?" "I said that her base is still short of a swimming pool." Liu Yifei squeezed over and accidentally pushed the distraught Shang Ruinan into the water. "Oh, I didn't mean to. Ruinan, are you okay?" Although he said sorry, Liu Yifei's face was completely different. He even had a gloating expression. Shang Ruinan couldn't hear his apology. She kept floundering in the water. "Help, I can't swim." Seeing this, Lin Miaomiao swam to the shore quickly. "I feel a little dizzy after swimming for so long." "Hey, Liu Yifei, don't you give me a hand. It's you who stayed in the lake and refused to come out. Why are you blaming me? I tell you, don't think I'm easy to bully," Liu Yifei said, turning around and walking aside. "If you want to leave, pull me up first." Lin Miaomiao was depressed. They all knew each other so well. Why didn't Liu Yifei have any comradeship? It was unreasonable. Yi Hongwen had no choice but to step forward and pull her out of the lake. "Can't you be more careful? As a soldier, you don't even have a little vigilance. What's it got to do with you?" Lin Miaomiao got angry when she saw him. "If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have suffered like this. Does this have anything to do with me?" Yi Hongwen was stunned. Lin Miaomiao snorted softly but didn't answer. A few days ago, Yi Hongwen had been seen walking her back to the dormitory. While everyone knew she was unwell, gossip couldn't resist, and the story morphed into something else. Then, Lin Miaomiao noticed Shang Ruinan's eyes were tinged with sparks, but she didn't mind. Jealousy was understandable, but she hadn't expected Shang Ruinan to go this far. She'd thought murder for love was something only found in novels, but it was happening in real life, especially in the technologically advanced interstellar age. Shang Ruinan hadn't considered that even if she couldn't swim, releasing Aoksu could save her life. Seeing Shang Ruinan nearly drowning in the lake, desperately begging for help, Lin Miaomiao finally couldn't bear it anymore. "Hey, you didn't even know to release your mecha to save your life? You're so stupid. As a mecha pilot, you actually forgot about your own companions. You deserve to drown," Liu Yifei said disdainfully. Even if Lin Miaomiao hadn't warned her, Liu Yifei would have spoken up. He only wanted to teach Shang Ruinan a lesson, not to risk anyone's life. Responding, Shang Ruinan quickly released a mech from the space button, successfully entering and exiting the lake before it sank. Returning to the pavilion, Shang Ruinan remained motionless in the mech, dazed. The feeling of near death was unbearable, but even more so, she had forgotten that with her mental strength, the mech and the space button could still save her. In other words, no matter how meticulous her sudden inspiration had been, or whether Lin Miaomiao could swim or not, nothing could have happened to her today. Instead, she, intent on murdering her teammates, would likely be expelled from the fleet like Liu Chainer. Shang Ruinan couldn't accept this outcome, so she retreated into the mech, refusing to leave. She needed to think carefully about what she could do to stay. While Shang Ruinan cowered, the victim, Lin Miaomiao, showed no sign of panic. She was engaged in a serious discussion with Liu Yifei. "I think jealous women are the ugliest," Lin Miaomiao said with experience. "Look at Liu Chainer and Shang Ruinan. They are not bad looking, but once they become jealous of others, the corners of their mouths can be as disgusting as you can say." Liu Yifei agreed. "So, good women are hard to find. They look normal and well-behaved at ordinary times, but they go crazy when they are jealous." Lin Miaomiao nodded. "So I think you should not find a girlfriend, just like us, just find a boyfriend in the future." "You're right." Liu Yifei nodded halfway and realized something was wrong. "Hey, wrong. What are you talking about? I'm a real man. I like women." Lin Miaomiao looked at him. "Someone said the same thing to you before, then what?" Liu Yifei asked curiously. Lin Miaomiao put on a blank face, then he became gay. Liu Yifei, what a crappy ending. Bad review. End of this chapter. Thank you so much for reading until the end. Don't forget to give it a like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription or donation encourages us to continue. Thank you all. See you in the next video.